Testing. Oh, shit, I forgot my background music. 1 second. 1 second. Un momento, por favor. Ay, 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 ay. Of all the things I can forget. Wait, 1 second. Apologies. Apologies. Here we go. Wait. Yeah, fucking ads, man. How hard is it to get some goddamn background music here? There we go. That's better. Better. Yo. How y'all doing? It's me, Val. Apologies I wasn't able to stream yesterday. Gonna be honest, I was just super fucking tired and I had assignments to get done. So, I had to work on that. Though I still got one assignment I got to do that's, late, technically. But, part of me can't be fucked to do it. But, I know it's worth a good number of points, so I gotta do it, so. Whatever, that's for me to figure out. That's for me to figure out. But yeah, another tier list. Something I'm actually decent at, because it allows me to yap. I don't know, when I have a topic to yap about, it's easy for me, but in terms of just like going off the top of my head, yeah, not necessarily my strong suit. But yes, Monster Girl tier list. If y'all remember from my hentai tag tier list, Monster Girl was a very high tier for me. Really quite enjoyed it. That's one of my favorites. But Monster Girl is a very all-encompassing category, as it were. I mean, I literally have the encyclopedia for Monster Girls, which is coincidentally enough, as if I didn't plan this, this is what this tier list is based off of. So yeah, if you are not familiar with the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, it details a wide variety of Monster Girls in a great detail, and when I mean a lot, there is a lot. So I'm gonna be completely hundo with y'all. We're not gonna get through all this today. I highly doubt there are literally hundreds of Monster Girls going here, so yeah, I don't think we're not gonna get through it all. But we're gonna make some good progress, and I actually have my encyclopedia with me. Like, if you'll listen up, yeah, that's my encyclopedia. I take this shit seriously, all right? I'm a scholar with this shit. Okay, I'm a fucking scientist with this kind of shit. Well, I actually am a scientist since I'm, food scientist and all that. But regardless. But yes, so I have my encyclopedia right here so I can further reference. So I have read these encyclopedias. I have unfortunately not memorized it quite yet. I will eventually. I will eventually memorize these things inside out. But I'm going to be referring to my encyclopedia for all these. Luckily, they're in alphabetical order, so that makes it easy for me, which is good. And yeah, I'm sure, I don't even remember all of these names, because a lot of times people think monster girls, they think pretty like baseline, like, you know, cat girls, dragon girls, slime girls, blah 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 blah. But these go into like the different types of each category because there are subcategories of the subcategories when it comes to the encyclopedia. So yeah, this shit is very in depth. Alright, let's go over the categories. Like I said, I just pulled one off online, so I might be changing these as I see fit. So, S tier, sign me up, ruin my life, give me all of it. Yeah, that sounds about right. A, absolutely, no questions asked. Yeah, those aren't very different. That was fine. Sorry to hear here. You have my attention. These are close enough. I can always just give my own descriptions if I need to. Excuse me. But yeah, before we get into it, just update on me. Things are going alright. Like I said, just kind of busy, just been tired. I've been starting to work on some YouTube content, but as I've said many times, I'm a lazy piece of shit. But I am definitely wanting to get some of them done, or at least out onto my channel before I leave for DreamHack. I'll probably take some pictures of what I do at DreamHack. I don't think it'll be anything too exciting, but it'll be fun to see. It'll definitely be fun to see all that shite. Sorry. But yeah, I don't really have too much else to add. I made some pasta earlier. That was good. Gonna make some yum yum shrimp tonight. That'll be tasty. That'll definitely be tasty. But yeah, I kind of slept in earlier today just because I was up late last night. Again, doing work, and also because my sleep schedule kind of got fucked because I took a nap in the middle of the day when I probably shouldn't have. It's okay. I have to go to class at 10 a.m. on Friday, so that'll hopefully fix my sleep schedule. Keyword being hopefully. I don't know. Maybe I'll just like stay up all night and figure it out. I don't know. But yeah, enough pussyfooting around. Let's just get into this. Let's get into this. So, like I said, they're all done alphabetically, which makes it easier for me because I can refer to all of them in my book pretty quickly. So yeah, we'll just go number 1. Akaname. I believe this is, I don't remember what this, I think this is based off a yokai. Let me refer to it. Okay. The Akaname. The Akaname is a monster characterized by having a long, skinny tongue that inhabits the zinc power region. As their name suggests, Akaname means filth licker, and they mainly feed on the filth of human men. Seems pretty well. They make their flexible tongue crawl all over a man's body, licking up every bit of filth. They tend to prefer unhygienic, mentally or physically fatigued men. Okay, well that's not me. I take pretty good care of myself, all things considered. They suddenly appear out of nowhere in human settlements, lured by the scent of men, and wait for their prey by lurking in bathrooms. Wait, when it comes to filth, bathrooms, oh god. Oh fucking hell, dear god. I know the implications of that, and hey, if it makes her happy, all the power to her, I guess. I guess in this world we don't need janitors and we got Akaname. Kill me. Let's see. They have a very slippery personality that is difficult to assess. They outwardly behave in a teasing manner, but their true nature is very obsessive and lustful. Alright. The tongue usage matches their personality, and when one thinks they have licked all over every inch of the male body, they'll rub their faces against the delicious parts where it's especially easy for filth to accumulate, such as armpits, the penis, etc. Oh, that's kinda hot. They continue licking deliberately and persistently, intent on spending plenty of time savoring the aromatic taste and scent. Resting on their alluring tongue alone is enough to easily lead a man to ejaculation. Okay. The kind of filth they prefer isn't what's simply generally known as filth. Just as monsters are always continually releasing monomana, humans excrete their own essence outside their bodies and becomes unneeded when it is replaced by new essence inside the body. Part of it sticks to the body as invisible filth. Of course, they love the fresh essence contained in semen, etc., as well as the rice and essence that became filth. They say it has a thick taste that sticks inside of their mouth. Additionally, the monomana rubs into the man's body by their tongue, has the effect of boosting the metabolism. A man's body will start to work hard, known as a new essence, and releasing all their filth, resulting in a treat for them. Men who become their husband lick all over like crazy on a daily basis. always maintain a fresh supply of essence, which is their vital energy. Harmful waste will be continually excreted outside the body, so the mind and body become active. The body becomes healthy and fatigue will recover rapidly. Stamina increase as well as lust, and those who will be able to live enjoyably, perhaps becoming used to the situation just like people who have experienced feelings. Just like people who experience an unpleasant feeling if they don't bathe every day, they end up feeling awful if they don't have their entire body licked over. Okay, so they develop a desire to be licked, like to they don't feel dirty. Okay. In line with their nature, they obsessively persist and shower the men they recognize as their husband with affection, love to rapture their bodies together. Of course, they like to have sex, wrapping their arms and legs around a man's body, wrapping their vaginal walls around penis. Ravenous, they want more than just a member. For every while essence is being poured inside their womb, they'll wrap their long tongue inside a man's body and his tongue, sleeping sweat and filth along with semen, hungrily tasting their husband's body. Also, the act of intertwining tongues is one of the biggest displays of affection equivalent to sex. Given the chance, they'll slip their tongue into their husband's mouth along with a deep kiss and lick every inch while wrapping their tongues together, melting their husband's rational mind. Okay, I feel you. Okay, so... Alright, so yeah, basically, long tongue monster. I believe this is based on a yokai. I don't remember the name of said yokai, but... Okay, it seems like a very intimate kind of monster. Definitely seems like I said, very obsessive, kind of lovey-dovey. That's kind of nice. The filth aspect, I mean, it's in like relative to what the monster deems as filth by like human, not human waste, but just human energy kind of being dispelled. I don't know. I guess it's kind of like equivalent of how humans shed dead skin for them to be shed like dirty mana. I guess so they like that. Okay, so. But then again, like, having that desire to get licked all over, I mean, I got some weird kinks, okay? But to be, like, I don't like being dependent on another person. With monsters, you're gonna end up developing a dependency, which, I'll put that in B tier. Like, I'm not against it. Would I want a long-term commitment with these things? Probably not, but, I could go for a one-night stand just to experience it. I'd definitely be very open to it. I'd be open to it. And hell, maybe if I really like the girl, then, hey, who knows? Oh yeah, the thing with the monster girls from the Monster World Encyclopedia, is that it's very common, at least in that universe, that they'll accept, in essence, like claim humans as like their husbands, or wives, depending on it, and they'll have like, relationships as well as that regard. So yeah. Oh god damn it! Fucking ads. 1 second. 1 second. Piece of shit. Apologies. But yeah, Akaname, a solid B tier, solid B tier. I can 100% see the appeal, but for me, myself, I mean, it is basically just like a human or very humanoid with a long ass tongue, which, you know, it's not wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, goddamn, I gotta put that back on. Sorry. Alright, next one. Alice. So I actually did a little bit of research before starting it. So, Alice is essentially a succubus. The type of succubus that, to put simply, is a lolly. That's what they are. And the thing with this version of succubus, or this variety of succubus, which again they're classified as Alice, is well, to put simply, anytime they have sex, after the sex, their body returns to a virginal state. So like the hymen will be reformed. It's essentially just like I said, a lolly succubus that goes back to being a virgin every time they fuck. And they also have their like mind wiped every time they have sex, so they're basically doing a blank sleep for each time. So some memories are gonna persist after it, but yeah, like it'll lose some of its I guess like the actual like specifics of things after each time they fuck. Let me refer to like encyclopedia and anything else I'm missing. They seek out men, but they don't attack them. They act sweet like little girls. Oh yeah, and their bodies will emit a subtle charm, so while the girls themselves, or Alice's themselves, they don't seek out sex, they exude a charm that makes anyone near them for long enough want to, put simply, correct them in a way, if by force if needed. So, so yeah. So for all you Blue Archive players, this is going to be very appealing, I'm sure. uh, hey, I put on my tier list that I'm a bit of a cunning crusader myself. Oh god, why did I say this? Fuck me. Alright. Anything else I'm missing here? They remember where men's weak points are. Moving his techniques learned, able to milk men out, quite nice. Rapidly build up. Um, over time, like if they flame a man, they'll become more powerful, succubi releasing even more powerful charm. And yeah, as with the case with like other succubus, if men keep fucking them, they'll turn to incubus. So yeah, the thing with again in this universe with the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, if a human man will be fucking like monster girls, especially succubus or succubi for long ass periods of time, their bodies are gonna change to become monsters themselves. In a sense, incubus. However, from everything I know about incubuses or incubi, it's not a bad deal. I mean, you reject your humanity, but in essence, you gain a longer lifespan. You gain longer stamina. From having sex, you are able to give pleasure easier. Usually, your cock will grow a bit bigger if you're a guy. And for the most part, you retain your like physical form, like the form you have as a human. You'll retain that. You'll just, I guess, like I said, you lose your humanity. You reject your humanity, which, like I said, it's not a bad deal. Humanity's fucking overrated, anyways. But yeah, with this one, for what it is like this variety of succubus. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good. I like that. I'll give that a good A tier, solid A tier. Pretty good. I'm sure me doing that probably puts me on some kind of watch list, but like I said, I've already deleted. I'm essentially a ghost in the eyes of the government. I don't exist for them, but I mean, I have them banned in 27 states, so it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Point is that the government will never catch me. Those fuckers have got nothing on me. Ah. Right, moving on. So, an Alp. So I also did a little bit of research on this one. So Alps are a very interesting kind of succubus, where a lot of these are monsters that are just born as monsters. Alps actually start as humans, and like I mentioned about the incubus, Alps are essentially humans that became incubuses or incubi, but when they transform into incubi, if they have like a deep desire in their heart to, I guess, be a woman as the book calls it, or at least like be subservient to men, then their bodies will shift to essentially become femboys. Where maybe at first they'll reject saying like, no, I don't want to have sex with guys. Oh, this is gross. Blah 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 blah. If they'll be drawn to having sex with guys, and eventually will become addicted to it and really enjoy it. And like I said, they can become attached to certain particular humans, particular men. And as time goes on, even though like they're in like the femboy like body, like if they continue gaining like human mana, or in this case, semen, their bodies can shift further to be that of women, like larger breasts. I don't. Does it say that they developed a vagina? Let me check. What does it happen? Horribly confused between disgusting desire, though insult men to have sex. They want more. They want more sex. They want more fuck. Blah 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 blah. Lose all resistance and making love will, become addicted to sex. Those they were friends before, they can become, still retain close bonds with. She was a male friend, no matter how they were. They start to attempt to have sex with a man as a matter of course. Additionally, there are also Alps that awaken to the joy of being women through this process. In that case, their body changes, rapidly growing voluptuous to invite men. Their hearts change to that of women, resulting in an Alp that's even more feminine than a real woman, and even more lewd and lustful than a succubus. Okay, so essentially they can become succubus 2.0 if time goes on long enough. Well, you know what they say, it takes a real man to become best girl. And hey, anal's fine. Anal's fine. A hole is a hole, man. A hole is a hole. But yeah, that's an A. Hey, like I said, I'm bi, so I don't give a shit. Like I said, a hole's a hole, man. Uh, but yeah, that's good shit. Always a hole. Alright, next one. Aileron, or Aileron? Aileron? Um, plant girl, plant girl. Okay, let me read this over. Do-do-do-do-do. A plant-type monster with the form of a beautiful woman covered in enormous flower petals that inhabit forests. They don't usually move around much. I mean, yeah, they're plants. They're gonna be rooted down, unless they're like poison ivy type shit. They're always releasing sweet fragrances that attract human men, and they wait for their prey. Their fragrance is released from their bodily fluid, and the fluid is called aileron nectar. It acts as a powerful aphrodisiac and stamina enhancer. I see. When human when male human prey approaches, the user binds to bind them and drag them inside their flower. And then once inside, they have sex with the man after making him drink plenty of nectar. Then they savor the man's semen. Afterwards, the man who they are fond of will always be inside the flower, continuing to be joined with them almost as if the man themselves have become part of the aileron. The inside of the flower is overflowing with their nectar, since the man's lower body will always be soaked in the nectar. His penis can always be swelling inside the aileron, and the man himself never runs out of lust or stamina. Dear God. When it grows cold, aileron will close the petals and endure the cold until spring. In this case, an aileron with the man will store up enough nutrients necessary for reproduction and keeping her man alive by then. While her petals are closed, she keeps having intercourse with the man repeatedly in order to produce seeds. As for the nectar, besides forcing the men to capture to drink it, it can also be treasured by other monsters. They're especially often attacked by the honeybee, which mainly feeds on nectar. Honeybees will go onto the aileron's flowers and gather nectar almost like they're having sex, but the aileron does not resist. The reason why is by having sex with honeybees, the aileron nectar ripens and releases even sweeter fragrance, which is even more attractive to humans. The brains of men who smell them are stimulated and they end up heading towards the fragrance, but they will find a hot and bothered honeybee and aileron covered in nectar, and they'll be attacked by them, and the man will have sex with them furiously while getting covered in it. Okay, that's an interesting threesome. With a bee and a flower. Okay, so yeah, they're essentially Venus flytraps. They don't really move around, but they produce nectar. But if you get caught, you're essentially kind of fucked unless you have a companion that could free you. Yeah, listen, I enjoy some good fuck. I mean, I'm sure there's some tentacle plan there. I mean, that sounds nice. I mean, having the aphrodisiac on hand would be cool, but having to always be stuck with that, yeah, no. Like having to have like lifelong sex for eternity. I mean, not having to leave, just being stuck inside a fucking flower. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, like I said, maybe if they're like the last one on Earth and I was like super desperate, maybe. But only if I could know I could escape, because I don't want to be stuck with a flower for the rest of my life. I'm sure they're very nice. But yeah, I got places to go, shit to do. Come on. Though I'm sure there are plenty of quests like harvest their nectar, but man, they better pay some damn good coin. But yeah, it sounds pretty fucking dangerous. Okay. Next one. We have an Amazoness. Okay. Let's see. I mean, they're very humanoid. Okay, I'll just read over it. Amazoness, a type of succubi that lives deep in the forest and established peculiar villages. Originally, they were a tribe of only human women called Amazons. The Amazoness? Whatever. But after its transition to the power of the current Monolord, oh yeah, I forgot, the Monster Girl Encyclopedia has like their own, like, they have their own lore, they have their own, like, canon and all that shit. Let me just double check that. The demon, leader of all monsters. Yeah, just like demon lords essentially. And they're also responsible for monsters like becoming monster girls essentially. She deeply love her husband or human species in general. Yeah, I'll look over that later. Okay, yeah, they were human women, but the demon lord or the Mammono lord converted them into monsters. They were invaded by succubi, and almost all of them were converted to the succubus family. They've come to be regarded as a kind of monster in the current era. Okay, so like in between humans and monsters, but probably closer to monsters by this point. They were all raised from warriors, but from childhood they possess excellent physical abilities and are proficient in the arts of war. Since their society consists mainly of women, their views of gender roles are the opposite of those of humans. So women take up arms and fight as warriors, while men are regarded as frail and responsible for watching over the house and young children. Okay, their duty is also to heal women who return exhausted from conflict or battle by having sex with them and providing assistance. They periodically perform manhunts where they attack human settlements and capture men who strike their fancy, taking them back to the village as his husbands. An Amazoness who obtains a man this way will be considered an adult, regardless of her age, is treated as a full-fledged warrior if they already kidnapped a guy. Okay? Having peculiar values, they prefer to have sex in front of other people, and especially in the cowgirl position where the woman is on top. By showing off how they ravish their husband, they boast their strength to other Amazons and assert their ownership of that man. Also, just said another purpose of this is to inspire Amazons who don't have a man who have not come of age yet, serving as role models. When a new married couple is formed, this is always accompanied by a celebratory feast, and the wife will continuously ravish her husband right there all night long while surrounded by other Amazons. Young Amazons' children get aroused at the sight of adult warriors having sex, and they endeavor in their training to become fine warriors, dreaming of the day when they too can capture a man. Okay. Also, if a human wanders into their village, if it's a man, then oh, for fuck's sake! How many fucking ads are they gonna put on my goddamn Persona music? Fuck off! Fuck off, Woolsworth, okay? I'm trying to get my monster bitches on. Ah, apologies. Ah, fuck me. Okay, 1 second, I gotta stretch. Ah, there we go. Okay, if a human wanders into their village, will mark as a target of a manhunt on the spot. And if it's a woman, they'll just be captured, and in the same manner as the succubus, they will infuse her with Mamino mana through sex, and she will change to an Amazoness. Okay, so they can change human women into Amazons. Okay, that's interesting. Educated the ways of the Amazons, learning the arts of war, both of men and women, and will how to ravish men. Should a man and one woman wander to the village together, the woman will passionately be welcomed as an excellent warrior candidate who has already captured a man. Okay. Furthermore, as for their body, paint looks like natural filtrations. They claim its charm to draw the power of a warrior, but actually, when the Amazons tried to change from human to monster, they were taught a pleasure rune by the succubus who invaded their villages. After being inactively cast down, the runes ended up becoming altered. Originally, their purpose was to amplify the pleasure of having sex for the person who was the root of the grave, so it was made so that succubi can further enjoy sex and had absolutely nothing to do with battle. It had been accurately been handed down that the Amazons would now have pleasure runes engraved all over their body, with their entire body attracted by intense pleasure, and they wouldn't be able to do daily life activities, much less fight. Instead, they would be unable to think of anything but sex and end up shooting themselves in the home. Okay, but yeah. Essentially, yeah. In Amazons, they're just like warrior women with dark skin who look quite nice, who have succubus-like traits. Okay, that's pretty nice. A tier. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'd want to be a sex slave, but you know, I'm quite adept with combat myself, so I don't know. I would definitely like to get into a sparring match with one of these. Oh, like just a basic fight would be fun, and see who comes on top. Either way, I win. Either way, I win. But yeah, Amazons, that's some good shit. But yeah, nothing much to say. I mean, they're just kind of like humans 2.0, but like Amazons. Nothing too crazy. Next one, angels. Angels. Servants of God with beautiful white wings, by the order of the chief god. They dwell in heaven and rarely visit human settlements. Sometimes accompany the church on monster slaying expeditions. They quote teach the god. Adventus, extremely negative towards human desire. For that reason, they're merciful with a fundamental distaste for fighting. They will still make effort to mete out punishment in the name of God. Blah 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 blah. They were not originally monsters, but those who have been violated by the succubus energy have started to seek human men who are treated as, and they are treated as monsters. Okay, they have innate divine protection, and due to this, they have resistance to mana, but they don't completely change into succubus. The horns or tails gnarly seen succubus will not grow, but their minds will be warped through, thoroughly violated by succubus energy. The gods they serve and the gods' teachings, everything in their head grows vague and they become positive towards human desire. Okay, so it's essentially corruption. Like, angels can become corrupted. I like that. I like that. Original role of angels was to reward humans with happiness for performing good deeds, but once they receive a succubus energy, they are imprinted with the notion that feeling pleasure is the ultimate happiness for human men. I ain't not wrong there, and they'll attack and have sex with human men who strike their fancy in order to make them happy. Okay, okay. They treat humans much harder with extreme devotion, but like other monsters, it's half one-sided and they won't take no for an answer. Well, that just goes with monster girls. Yeah, they're not going to take no for an answer. Human men they have sex with, their mental conversion to a succubus progressive at once. Their recognition of God and her teach. Oh, God is okay. Yeah, God's a woman here. I mean, all like spiritual things are women. That we can have sex with, we can give good fuck to. And I fucked God before. It's nothing new to me. Due to make people happy, and when they first realized they could use their own body to make men happy, they experience shock and joy. They offer their chastity to the man they love as if they have completely forgotten the teachings of God. And that's I actually kind of like that. Hey, you know me. I love me some good corruption. They aren't aware of their own sexual desires and believe the only reason they're having sex with men is to please them. When they have seen their body desire to have sex with the male body can be changed into a succubus and can transform into a... Okay, so they can transform into dark angels. That should be on here. Ooh. Okay, so yeah, basic angels. I'm gonna put that into B. I mean, hey, I like them. They're pretty nice. They'll kind of have sex with you. They'll like actually seek out humans, like give them pleasure. Not really corruptible by succubus yet. However, on this other side of that, let's look at Dark Angel, which is right there. Let's see how that compares. So I put it up right here. Okay. Let's see. Dark Angels. An angel who has completely transformed into a succubus. I like the sound of that. Their pure white wings have been warped by the power of the succubi, turning black in the progress. Hey, black's my favorite color. They're completely depraved, aside from purity, have nothing in common with angels. Okay, so they're basically just succubi who look like angels. Indulges with sex with men and mutual pleasure solely what guides their actions. They love human desire, they love and become overjoyed when it's directed towards them. Acutely sensitive to such desire, they become unbearably aroused after sensing it, and will attack to receive a man's desire more deeply in their body. Whenever they find a human or angel with negative opinion about sex, they will seduce them with well-constrained arguments and finally give them pleasure. Okay, I like that, I like that. They want others to fall as they have fallen. Hey, they're beings after my own desire, okay? They love corruption just as much as I do. They're monsters, but not under the command of the Mamino Lord. They have said to be serviced as the one known as the Fallen God. Huh. So, not by the Demon King or the Mamino Lord, but the Fallen God. Are they just basically like servants of Lucy? You know, I mean, I've met Lucy a couple times. She's lovely, she's lovely. But yeah, I didn't know she had some servants like that. I mean, she's corrupted plenty of angels in her time, so yeah, it doesn't surprise me. When they find a man they like, they assault him, have sexual intercourse in order to make him fall into depravity and all that shit. They become sadistic or masochistic in order to match the desires of a given man. Okay, so if they were like matched with me, they become very masochistic because your boy is a sadist. What can I say? I mean, I used to cut up people for fun. Okay, I don't carry these blades for nothing, man. Regardless of having been able to taste pleasure as they had desired, men who continue to have sex with them will remain completely unsatisfied. Instead, this desire will only slow no matter how much they have sex, and their passion for the Dark Angel will burn. Okay. Eventually, their head will become full of desire, and they will be unable to think of anything but corrupting into a Dark Angel and desire with ravishing her. Okay, but that's their ultimate wish, so it's mutually beneficial, I guess. They want to thoroughly corrupt men so they'll come and them and ravish them with endless desire. Beyond that point, a man will continue to follow with them forever, and then their heads too will become full of thoughts of him. Okay. I mean, that's kind of hot. Like, just completely like devoted to each other. Like, and like not just like regular sex, like rough sex, like ravishing sex. That's actually pretty hot. Uh, yeah, I take that. I take that. Every conceivable desire towards a man swirls inside them when they act according to these desires. It is said that they dwell in a place called Pandemonium. Once she has completely corrupted a man, she has captured the Dark Angel will carry him off to this place. It is said to be a location where space-time is distorted due to the power of the fallen god, a dimension where there is no aging or starvation, and the same moment continues for eternity. After returning to this place with the man, the Dark Angel will have sex with that man for eternity in the absence of time, leading a lifestyle that is solely consumed by the desire to continually indulge in pleasure. Well, that's one way to live forever, I guess. Worth it. I mean, hey, there are worse ways to die. Ugh. Very interesting in that regard. Not sure if I'd want to fully commit to that, but I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Okay, next one. Now we're getting Now it's starting to get interesting. Ants are 9. Oh boy. Getting into the bug category now. Okay, a small bug-type monster of the arachnid family, and bears a close resemblance to the giant ant. This mimicry serves to fool the giant ants into thinking of the arachnid as one of their own kind. The arachnid take advantage of this by mixing in with groups of giant ants and moving into their nests. Despite their resemblance, the giant ant, their disposition is very different, being very ferocious in nature. As for food, they eat what the ants gather but hardly ever leave the nest, so one rarely encounters them above ground. They obtain a man as a reproductive partner in much the same way. When the giant ants bring a man back to the nest, they'll seize the man and carry them back to their own bed. Being exposed to the giant and ant pheromones that pervade the nest make them highly aroused and extremely lustful. Okay. They join with a man after binding his 4 limbs with the thread they spit out. Okay, well, like I said, they're relatives of the arachnids. Let's see, before slamming their hips into them. Okay, where is the fucking pussy on this thing? Wait. Oh, there it is. There it is, okay. Okay. Diet, remains of dead animals, grains, oh, yeah, they're ants. It's not over after the man ejaculates. They're constantly exposed to pheromones and they won't get satisfied just having sex once or twice. They enjoy pleasure in milking semen by having sex over and over and over, slamming their hips together for as long as they like. They can't release pheromones like giant ants can, but the ants' pheromones stick thoroughly to them. Now, when a man sees the obscene effect this has on them, it will likely be unpopular to suppress his desire. Unlike giant ants, they don't work all day. After capturing a man, they have a lazy lifestyle, having sex with the man in their bed. The reason they have no need to work is that the man who becomes their husbands are the same as them. They rapidly grow corrupt alongside them, and eventually the priority in their head will be having sex. Seems like with a lot of monsters, like it just devolves into like having non-stop sex. Probably more like the D side. Like I said, I like my own autonomy. I don't really want to be in like bugs and shit. I mean, I'm sure she's very nice and I'd be open to it, maybe. It's just, maybe. Maybe. It's a big maybe. I'll put it above, the plan, at least I can still be able to move. Well, kind of. But yeah, I mean, I don't think many people are into insects, so shouldn't be that crazy. Next one, Anubis. This is a good one. This is a good one. Anubis, a type of werewolf that inhabits the desert region. They inhabit ruins all over the desert regions as the bosses of the mummy soldiers. It is their duty to protect the sleeping rulers of the ruins, the pharaohs. Excuse me. They have a high intelligence and a power of various curses. There's monsters with intellectual and sincere disposition, which is rare among the wolf family. Okay. As opposed to the Sphinx, which guards the outsides of the ruins, they watch over the inside of the ruins, and when they spot an intruder, they attack. and in an attempt to capture them using their curse power. If they happen to capture a human man that strikes their fancy, they will bring him back to their dwelling in order to make a husband of him. They have a controlling nature and will try to control every aspect of a human's life, including planning his diet, scheduling his activities, and even when it comes to sex. Alright? They frequently give instructions as if the relationships were that of a boss and her subordinate. If he doesn't obey their instructions as criminal punishment, he'll be afflicted with the mummy curse, which changes one's body to be extremely sensitive to pleasure, like that of a mummy. And he'll have to have sex continuously until they pass out. Interesting. Additionally, they also inflict human females treated with the above-written mummy curse. In that case, the woman is afflicted with the curse. The effects are not temporary, as they are with men. Instead, the woman will be changed into a mummy and become a subordinate to Anubis. Okay? They're normally calm, but have another face. They're extremely vulnerable and get easily confused when something unexpected happens and things don't go as planned. If a man actually assaults them, then they get confused and aroused and will end up seeking pleasure according to the wolf family instinct. When this happens to them, everything they had planned in advance in their head goes someplace else and disappears. The schedule in their head becomes filled only having sex. They become unable to think of anything but sex, indulging in pleasure and spirit, becoming pregnant, and, getting bred. Their ordinary dignified appearance is nowhere to be seen, and instead they look like a nymphomaniac. Okay. No matter how rational a monster they are normally, the appearance of them drowning in pleasure and seeking nothing but a man that is close to the monster's fundamental instinct, and this is their true nature. Okay, well, gotta say, S tier, baby. Like I said, I love me some tsunderes, and I love corruption, like I said. This seems like a big aspect of that. All you have to do is, if you get the jump on them, you're golden, especially with me, and, I can be quite violent if the need call for it. But yeah, some good shit, and like I said before, I love me some Kemino Mimi. And I've always loved, that kind of, ancient Egypt aesthetic. It's always very cool to me. And like I said, I love my dark skin light. I love my chocolate waifus. Right, next one. Apophis? Or Apophis? Oh, for fuck's sake, how do I pronounce that? Apophis? Essentially, yeah, snake woman. Oh, this one actually looks a lot like Victoria. Huh, yeah, this looks very similar to Vex. Huh, neat. Dark-colored serpents that are said to carry the power of the Netherrealm within themselves. Apophis are monsters created by gods as adversaries of the Pharaoh. Their duty to prevent the awakening of the pharaohs who sleep within the ruins of the desert. In the age of the Mamono Lord, I can't pronounce that. Mamono Lord. Fucking hell. Many pharaohs were buried forever at the Apophis' hand, never to awaken. The desert is dotted with matchless and abandoned ruins as a reminder of this. However, this is an ancient tale, and as the present, the Apophis' nature has been changed due to the influence of the Demon Lord. They no longer kill pharaohs, although they still oppose them. They have powerful and a peculiar neurotoxin within their body, and when they bite someone, they eject it into the body of their prey. If the prey is a woman, the poison eats away at their body with extreme heat and pleasure, remaking her flesh to become greedy and ultra-sensitive to pleasure. Even makes her mentally morph into a lustful monster-like disposition of simply wanting love and pleasure of the companion. Once the Apophis' venom enters the prey's body, it will never disappear. Prey and delirious and entranced by the venom will end up swearing allegiance to the Apophis and becoming their servants. Okay. If the person is corrupted by this venom as a monster, then even if she had a disposition that was warm, timid, serious, and emotionless, pure or stubborn, and would not normally assault a man, they will become aggressive and try to straddle and ravish man. If it's a human woman, she will be reborn into a Lamia, and as the Apophis, how do I fucking pronounce this? 1 second. How do I fucking pronounce this? Apophis, also known as Apep, the Great Serpent, Egyptian god of chaos. How do I pronounce that? Fucking hell. Apophis. There we go. Apophis. As the Apophis's loyal servant shall seek love and pleasure. Yep. And even in the case when human men are greeted along with pleasure and heat, they'll change into incubi, who always want to drown in pleasure with monsters, making a suitable husband. The Apophis use their venom to subdue pharaohs and place them under their control. Corrupted by venom and reduced to mere female monsters, the pharaohs will forget all about their affairs of the state and seek out husbands, secluding themselves in their room with them indefinitely. In that manner, the Apophis becomes the ruler of the kingdom instead of the pharaoh. Okay, so yeah, they just make people like slaves to pleasure. Apophis has gained her own kingdom, will likely keep aggressively biting monsters and human women with her venomous fangs and convert them into servants in order to expand their realm. And Anubis, their Apophis servants, will come up with obscene, vicious schemes to expand paradise and enable themselves to indulge in love and pleasure. And springs will likely have both travelers and even raid human settlements to bring many men into the Memino realm and increase the number of residents of their paradise. Additionally, the Apophis themselves are greedy for love and pleasure in the same way as those corrupted by their venom. If there's a man who strikes their fancy, they'll pour plenty of their venom into him and have sex with him after blinding him with their snake body to make them into the prisoner. Oh. Also, monsters from the Lamia family. Okay, attachments are extremely powerful. Which god made them oppose the pharaoh is not clear. Yeah, so they're extremely dangerous, extremely cunning and conniving. I'll put that in C tier. Not the biggest fan of Snake Woman. Not my biggest thing. Lamia, they're alright. They're not my biggest thing, but I'm okay with them. This one is incredibly dangerous. I mean, I like biting, but not sure if I want to become a slave or to sex. Yeah, but like I said, it's not the worst fate out there. It's not the worst thing out there. But yeah, she looks a lot like Vex, honestly. Well, anyways, moving on. Next one. Yeah, I really do love the ancient Egypt theming of that. Apsata. Where is that? Where the fuck is that? It should be. It's not in my index. There we go. Okay, I found it. I found it. Apsata. Oh, this one? They're basically like a race of dancers. Okay, I like that. Oh, they have a long... Okay. Apsata. A race of dancers that revere the god of love, Eros, the champion of their cause of their erotic love. It is said that the goddess of love was once ordered by the higher rank of gods to create an elixir of perennial youth and beauty. During that process, the goddess mixed her energy with the ocean and became an ocean of... what? During that process, the goddess mixed her energy with the ocean and it became an ocean of milk? What the fuck? That was white like milk, and from that ocean of milk that the Akbata were born. Okay. I've heard of turning like lakes and oceans into blood, but not into fucking milk. I'm sure that's a euphemism for power or semen or some shit. I'm not one to judge, mythology has some weird ass shit, dude. They are water elementals whose bodies are clad in liquid that is like sweet milk. Okay. Oh yeah, I see that. It's okay. So they're essentially like milk benders. They have deeply loving and lustful personalities, and in the name of the goddess, they tempt human men who have never known love with their beauty. With their beautiful looks and dancing to use their bodies to fill them with love. Okay. Even for the Order's forces, their temptation is treated as an ordeal to given to their temptation is treated as an ordeal given to human heroes and saints in most nation. Harming those forbidden. Okay, so they're similar like sacred creatures. They polish up their dance of love in order to shower themselves in a man's love and desire. It accentuates the body and allure of their limb, and those who behold it have their hearts stolen. Each and every step of the choreography is designed to guide the male gaze, if not only to their face, their breasts, and lower abdomen, goes to their underarms, legs, and fingertips, inciting lust and forcing a man to recognize them into their entirety. Well, hey, I can respect that. I definitely respect it. All parts of the women are beautiful. Those who have sex with them even once witness them at their most beautiful. As a man's capacity to think melts away from the sweet pleasure caused by their body, they lasciviously dance as they thrust their hips along with pleasure, is further colored by the cries of ecstasy and wet noises. Damn. As long as they continue to reveal their dance before one's eyes, in other words, as long as one continues to be drawn with them, the penis will never wither. Okay, that's pretty good, that's pretty good. The sight of them will be unforgivable to distinctly burn into the eyes of the brains of men. Men who become their husbands will afterwards recall the lewd sight during sex in their mind and seeing them do a dance-like gesture. This will cause them to be frequently aroused, their love and desire relentless directly towards them by their husband, unbearably adorable to them. Okay. Also at weddings of the follower of the goddess of love, an event is held where they surround the bride and groom and reveal their dancing. This is a celebratory dance that affects the two partners, and rather than the dancers themselves, and accentuates the charms of both of them. The two will only have eyes for each other, and their hearts will be overflowing with love and lust for their beloved partner. In this way, celebrating the birth of a new married couple and staying binding together through erotic love. Okay, so this is actually one of like the more wholesome ones, where it's very like, I guess monogamous, and very tightly knit, But okay, yeah, S tier. That's a damn good one. Hey, I love belly dancers and that whole like outfits, that whole trope. Very nice. It's very it's nice. Oh, but yeah, it's very erotic. That's oh boy. uh, but yes, essentially, I mean, I guess in terms of they're like not very monstrous as they were, but I mean, come on, they're just like, I guess just like incredibly attractive, where they can lure in men very easily, and they can fuck them as long as you want, which is, hey, that's a plus. Now we're getting into more interesting territory, Arachne. Okay, spider woman, spider waifus. Well, actually, there's another one later on, but let's just go, yeah, Arachne. A bug-type monster with a lower body of a spider that dwells in dark places such as caves and deep within forests. High intelligence, but many are lustful and belligerent. High physical abilities, they are incredibly dangerous. Okay. Sticky thread inside their body and used to make a net-like web. These web functions as trap for seizing prey. Animals and people they touch with it without realization get stuck due to the adhesive power and becomes unable to move. Of course, they aggressively attack trap prey and other prey, seeking to wrap in threads and capture it. In the case that the prey is captured by the human man, they'll attempt a sexual assault for the purpose of procreation. It is said that these sadistic monsters obtain unbearable pleasure and happiness from one side. Excitingly, okay. I have seen plenty of like spider work before, so yeah, it's essentially just like bondage. Which, hey, I'm not against. Man who tries to resist and is more rebellious, the stronger it stimulates their sadistic nature. It's their desires intensify that give man restless sex and even more intense pleasure. If caught by them, it's best to just sit there and do nothing. That way, there's a higher likelihood of being released. Okay, don't struggle, because they like to struggle. If a man strikes their fancy, they'll continue to keep them bound in their web, and he'll have to keep being there with these lustful and indulgent monsters. If it still remains that it's not showing any reaction after ending up the stimulation, then they'll give him an even greater pleasure to make him more submissive. Or even to... Okay, so yeah, they're very much sadists. It's all in vain once a man meekly accepts it, because the sex with her will just keep growing infinitely wilder in pursuit of even greater pleasure. Their body and threads are weak to fire. For that reason, it's possible to avoid them and their webs to a certain degree if one carries something like a torch. Surprisingly, they're proficient in sewing and sometimes give globes to men they like. However, to them, what it means is be mine. If one accepts, he'll be bound and he'll have to keep having sex with them as their husband, regardless of consent. Define a belief of clothing that they make is even regarded as first-class good by humans, and it fetches high prices to the danger that accompanies arachnids as well. Even among the monsters, demand for their fine clothing is high, and these are designs that incite men's lust, and no matter how thick it is, they can still taste the pleasure from being fondled over the clothing. Okay, I'll put that into C. Oh, that's one's I'll get to that one eventually. But yeah, Spider-Woman, they're okay. I mean, I forgot her name, but the Spider-Woman in the Monster Musume, she was cute. She was cute. But yeah, like I said, I myself, I don't have arachnophobia by any means, not myself, but yeah, I don't necessarily love spiders either by any means. Ah, bloody hell, they're really narrow with these things, man. Ah, excuse me. How many have we gone through? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. We've gone through 12, and how many do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fucking hell. Like I said, yeah, there are hundreds of these things. Okay, but yeah, next one, Argimp. They seem to be, let's see, Argimp was the mutational variation of the Imp. Actually, if that's the case, let me go for the Imp first. If I'm gonna go over this one, let's go over the Imp first. Let me pull them up. Where are they? GH Imp. There we go. Fuck. God damn it. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, well, let's just go over Imp first then, and then we'll go over Argimp. Imps, let's see. Minor fiends, native to the Memoan realm. In recent times, they have adopted the lifestyle of succubi. Yeah, I thought they were very similar to succubi. Feeding on the essence of human men due to the Memoan Lord's influence. They are like children on both the outside and inside, but despite that, they are extremely lustful. Okay, they are childish and simple. They are very direct with their emotions. They aggressively assault human men in pursuit of pleasure. They act in groups, and upon spotting a male, they will swarm over him and just scramble to be the first to copulate, where they will have their essence skirmed out of them. Oh yeah, I remember this scene in Interspecies Reviewers. Yeah, imps are they're dangerous. Since they are minor fiends, their personalities are so simple. They have been comparatively easier to deal with. In ancient times, they have been often used as familiars by sorcerers and witches. In the case of male sorcerers, forming a contract and employing an imp by periodically offer their essence to feed them. However, if they are given too much essence, their mana will rapidly grow powerful and the power of the contract will fade. As it progresses, they will become less and less inclined towards doing what they are told. Eventually, the relationship between master and minion will be reversed. Oh god. The imp will become the mistress, and the man will end up as a familiar. The man that ended up as a familiar will be unable to impose an imp seeking his affection. He'll give in to her obscene begging and have sex with her, aimlessly providing the mistress with essence. Okay, an individual imp is not very strong normally, but sometimes there are those referred to as Argimp who presents immense magical power. Okay, I'll be able to go to that, but yeah, imps are basically just like lesser succubuses, but can be very dangerous. Okay, so yeah, they're basically just like succubi, but they're just like a bit lesser. Yeah, as long as I'm careful, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, Argimps. Let's see the difference between these. These are more powerful imps. The Argimp is a mutational variation of the imp that possesses a vast amounts of mana within their tiny body. Tiny. Nice. Some imps will mutate to an Argimp if they store up a lot of mana due to frequent sex. There are some who are born as Argimps due to having powerful sorcerers or heroes as fathers. Their appearance is exactly the same as the imp, but the coloring of their wings and tail is paler, their hair is dyed white. It is a distinguishable trait that can be seen with the Mammoth Lord and her daughters in Elim. It's regarded as an expression that they possess a lot of the Mammoth Lord's mana, and they are closer to her even than their own kin. As Imna, they possess spirit power, blah blah blah. Yeah, they're just higher ranked demons. What makes them unique? What makes them unique? Yeah, same. Intelligence is not different than normal imp, but just a bit more powerful. Let's see. Men afflicted with an Archimp's charm will start to find them unbearably cute. So cute that they want to spoil them. I mean, finding someone very cute is pretty common. I mean, hell, they'll probably get a sound a bit funny. Cute and funny if they will. They'll find these Archimps to be very cute and funny. Use what they beg for. End up having sex with them just as what they want. And actually, these charm spells are released unconsciously whenever they tempt a man, so they aren't aware that they're using magic. And to them, a nice man will listen to whatever they ask and do lots of stuff that feels good. They'll end up liking them in no time. The things they beg for from men will become increasingly lewd. By having sex with one of the highest ranked Ima a couple times, men will end up becoming prisoners. Oh god. Furthermore, imps are often used as familiars for sorcerers, but when it's a sorcerer summons an imp, there's a rare chance of an Archimp appearing. If he mistakes it for a regular imp, he attempts to bind to a master servant contract. There will be what's called a master servant reversal, and the sorcerer will end up becoming the Archimp familiar. Okay, so it's just what happened in the story. I accidentally summoned a demon lords where, yeah, the rules become reversed. Due to their enormous mana, Archimps have power most imps do not, which allows them to change human and women into monsters. Okay, since they're childish, they prefer playing with the kid. If the partner is a girl, they'll teach her all kinds of pleasure games that they themselves love, and will end up turning the girl into an imp so that they can attain more pleasure. If a single Archimp slips into a human settlement, there will probably be a group of imps only a moment later. Okay, so they're just like slightly more powerful imps. They're not that much different. Yeah, I'll just put them next to each other. They're not that different from each other. Just like lower succubus or equivalent to succubus or succubi that can be pretty powerful with Archimps able to turn human lasses into imps. She just, yeah. Like I said, I like petite lasses and imps are more petite, which is pretty nice. You just gotta be careful, otherwise they can, own you, which, is, dangerous, to say the least. Ah, this is a damn interesting world to live in, man. This would be a damn interesting world. Right, next one, the Atlak Nakta, or Naka. How do you say that? Atlak Naka? Atlak Naka. How the fuck do I pronounce that? Okay, it's a Lovecraftian thing. Okay, yeah, it's an Eldritch monster. That is a spider, like. Oh, no, I pressed pronunciation. Okay. Atlaknaka. Yatlaknaka. Okay. Yeah, basically Eldritch spider. I mean, that's like, from just the appearance alone, this is like mostly spider. It's like mostly spider with like a human front. It's not even like combined. It's like almost like a mimic kind of looking. They have quite a description. Okay, let's read it. A variety of abysmal monster that lurks deep underground where light does not reach. The illustration depicts a married individual, and an unmarried individual would appear like a female, but gives sharp impression with only 4 spider legs growing on her back. They do not stray outside their own territory and are focused intently on continuously building a spider web ad infinitum, but sometimes human men who become their prey show up underground, as if lured by something and finally manage to reach them. Ah yes, the Eldritch Call of the Void. The venom that flows inside their body adversely affects even their own spirit, making them depressed so that they are constantly irritated. For that reason, when a man with a particular mentality is sexually aroused by their appearance, as if to vent their irritation, they react in a manner unbecoming of a monster, and hurl abusive language at him such as lowest scum, and will attempt to bite and inject him with venom. The effect of the venom in a man does not cause irritation, instead it incites wicked carnal desire towards the little girl in front of him. The man's spirit will become depressed and change will come over him, so have no qualms with shutting them up, but destroying them. Ah, boy, you'll have no qualm shutting them up by screwing their cocks inside their mouth. The sorts of the abusive language are pinning them down and violating their tiny body to their own desire. Okay, so basically it's just like they're gonna be a brat and you're gonna basically be a brat tamer by correcting them. This is literally what it is, it's just correction. When having sex with them like that, the man will experience a burning sensation inside their own body, and before they know it, he'll have changed from human form into an ominous huge spider form. What the fuck? I don't want to be a spider. The huge body has a reproductive pouch with countless wiggly tentacles around the bottom of his elephant. Furthermore, he will make that foul-mouthed little girl's body shrink inside there and cover her in tentacles. All of the tentacles are endowed with erotic sensitivity, and the tasty relish of her body and semen will be released from every one of them to her. They will be screwed inside each and every single one of her orifice, and her whole body will be stained cloudy white. Okay. Additionally, irritated by her insults, the huge spider will bite her body and directly inject the fluidly body through his fangs that contain a high concentration of the man's mana, which will mix with her blood and violate her body from inside, continuously providing her with irresistible pleasure. She'll convulse, constantly climaxing, and each additional thrust of the tentacle will yield yet another climax. During this, her abusive voice will fall silent, and instead she'll just keep uttering sweet words and apologies for her insults. This is because she is expressing her original personality after having the venom that was adversely affecting her spirit neutralized by the man's mana. Only when their body is filled with their husband's mana is their heart able to feel at ease. When their husband's mana that was poured inside their body weakens, their venom gets stronger. They'll once again hurl several insults, inciting him to bite and violate them again. Once they return to a husband who serves as half of their own body in this manner, they'll constantly spend their time inside their reproductive pouch, absorbing the world of expanding the couple's love nest by harmlessly spinning thread while having intercourse with their husband. It is said as long as this is not interrupted, they won't take any interest in any person other than their husband. There is a legend that says when this web is completed, the world will enter a time of destruction, but according to another theory, the web is a giant magic circle and when complete, the entire surface area existing above will be transformed into a abysmal Mamono realm, and all humans will transform into their minions. Huh. Let the creature revert to human form for an interview, but upon his return, a tearful swarm of insults were unleashed upon him. The act would not the man before he could transform back. Okay, so it's basically just going to be a very aggressive lolly who's... Okay, so yeah, the Aqua is basically just an incredibly aggressive lolly who, if she bites you, you will basically turn into a spider and provide her with as much pleasure. And like I said, you'll become her husband, as it were, but yeah, yeah, I can't show that image. I mean, it's technically right here, but it's small enough that you can't fully see. Essentially, if you look right here, yeah, it's basically like this bottom part is like the husband, and this part is the lass. Cause before like joining, there's just like this tiny girl right here, but afterwards, like they'll merge with the husband. Like the two of them can separate, but they're usually like just attached to each other, and they can go inside the pouch to breed. Like, yeah, I can't say that's too appealing. Like I said, yeah, definitely here. Maybe if they were the last monster to grow on Earth, maybe. That's a big fucking maybe. Like, if I have, like, nothing else to lose in the world, like, literally nothing else to lose, then maybe. But I don't want to become a spider. I really do not want to become a spider. I quite like my humanoid form. I don't really care about being human, but I don't really want to lose my humanoid form. I quite like being humanoid. Then again, like, the whole, like, rat correction thing, that's actually kind of nice. But the rest of it, yeah, it's not worth it. There's plenty of other things out there that can provide those desires. Yeah, so the Akmak yeah, very Lovecraftian, so, you're gonna have to say no. That's gonna be a nah for me, I'm afraid. But yeah, last one of the A category, we have the automaton. Okay, so automaton, which are essentially robot girls. Let me just do some reading. Apologies that I have to do a lot of reading with this. If there are like basic ass monster growers, I could explain more, but these are specifically from the Monster Grow Encyclopedia, so I want to make sure I'm accurate. So I'm just reading all the descriptions to, as I said, be as accurate as possible. Ah, bloody hell. Bloody hell, bloody hell. Oh, 1 second, I got a message. Let's see, let's see. Do. Sorry. I also just saw like a message online that someone's fermentation project exploded. I'm actually quite knowledgeable about fermentation, and yeah, if you don't always essentially like allow your project to be burped essentially, or you have a gas lock, then yeah, the pressure can cause glass bottles to explode. But you know, glass is fine to use for fermentation. You just got to make sure that you allow gases to escape. But yeah, live and learn, live and learn. Also, my phone has been really fucky recently. It's not always loading Twitter, which is honestly probably a good thing because it reduces the amount of time I use like looking on there. Because yeah, I should spend less time on Twitter, man. I really should. I don't like doom scroll necessarily. I just read a bunch of shit on there from like VTubers and looking at art and all that shit. Yeah, 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I just had to reply to a couple messages. Ay. Never a moment of peace, man. Also, my throat's starting to feel a little bit sore. Ah, that's what I get for not streaming for a couple of days and I'm not practicing constantly talking. Ay. Yeah, sorry about this. Almost done, almost done, almost done. Right. My folks, they needed help with something. Yeah, it's a good thing my mom doesn't know that. Well, she knows I stream, but it's a damn good thing she doesn't watch me, because she would not understand in the slightest the shit that I'm talking about. Uh, God. Sorry, I'm zoning out for a second. Ah, fuck me. Probably will go into like another like hour or something. Actually, give me a second. I have to use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Apologies. Man, I gotta make like a bathroom transition. Well, all in good time. All in good time. Return. That's better, yeah. I feel so much better after that. Right, where were we? Where were we? I have to get a sip of water. Right, the automaton. Robot girls, very fun category. Right, the automaton. A type of golem animated by extremely sophisticated magic and precise mechanisms. They are created from unknown materials, and the residual essence remaining in their power units also indicates that it was neither humans nor monsters that created them. Interesting. It would be extremely difficult to create them with current technology, and the individuals currently in existence were excavated from ancient ruins and animated via Vomino mana. Okay, so like ancient Mechanicus. They are expressionless and poor at expressing emotion, but they will take initiative to help someone in danger, whether they're human or monster, and they appear affectionate towards weak targets, such as children and small animals. They are internally equipped with healing devices and weapons, but it seems even before their alteration due to mana, the weapons are created only to disable foes without killing them. Okay, so they're mainly pacifist. They regard serving others as their raison d'etre, What the fuck is... I don't speak French, what the fuck is... Okay, their sole purpose. That's their sole purpose, and their reason... And by learning the necessary information... by learning the necessary information themselves, they're naturally able to provide their masters with personal care or serve as a bodyguard. Plus, they will faithfully carry out any order given. When they spot a human man who strikes their fancy, they request permission to serve at his side as an attendant, and upon receiving permission, they will perform an action called authentication registration. For this, they need a part of the man's body, and the main method involves using a tongue-like mechanism inside their mouth to lick up sweat and skin material from the man's figure. Aside from that, they may also crawl their tongue along inside the man's mouth and absorb his saliva to obtain information. Okay. By such means, they read the information of the man who becomes their owner and record it in their central circuit, which is their core, causing all the mechanisms to recognize their master's existence. Alright, I dig it. They fundamentally will not take things any further than that themselves, but even just as seductive and obscene authentication registration can be taken as sexual foreplay, and it's enough to let their master know how wonderful their service is. It isn't uncommon for the master themselves to take things further. The lower abdomen is equipped with a semen milking mechanism that was created by becoming a monster, and not only is there the rocky movement of the exterior hips, the internal semen sucking mechanism moves separately and independent to provide pleasure for the man's penis. Okay, now we're talking. I've seen plenty of sex bots in my day, and oh boy, they are damn good. Given their recognition, they exist entirely to serve their master. Should their master desire an obscene act, they will offer their body at any time. Resistant to impact, high temperature, low temperature, but are weak to electricity, and if electrified, their main power core will short circuit is set to shut down. Because they automatically switch to reserve power, they won't automatically cease to function, but the mana that they were using to operate their main power unit will instead be distributed throughout their body. Since they switch to the method of directly operating each of their various mechanisms, they will appear different than normal during this time, and will start to behave in extremely monster-like fashion. Normally their facial expressions don't indicate any emotion, but the ecstasy they get from being able to serve their master will become apparent. Their desire will be laid bare with how amorously their gaze will be at the master while serving. Their almost monotone voice will change to a sweet tone that doesn't even try to conceal their love. They'll repeatedly mutter their master's name and reach towards the lower parts, guiding them by commands. In order to restore their main power, they will require essence, aka semen. So when they enter the state, they won't hold back. Okay. Well, that's all I need to hear. That's an S tier, baby. Hell yeah. Hey, what can I say? I'm a robot fucker. I really should go visit that junkyard. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people say like it's useless visiting there, but I've heard rumors that occasionally you'll find, you'll find some like old discarded like robot bits and robot parts. I don't know. Maybe I can find something useful there. I don't know. I mean, I don't have much experience as a scavenger, but, you know, it doesn't hurt. Worst case scenario, I can just sell some of the parts off because I need the coin. Yeah, that's the thing. Ever since I gave up bounty hunting, funds have been short, to say the least. Part of me misses bounty hunting just because of the scores that would bring in. Then again, most of the cash went into my arsenal and my ship, which I don't have anymore, so that's kind of just money down the drain. But so be it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Right. Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Okay. But yeah, automaton, robot girls, S tier. Good shit, baby. This isn't even like ruin my life. They're just like damn good companion. You can't beat a good robots, girl. Ah. You know, like, part of me regrets I never had a droid myself. I always kind of wanted one. Though, I don't know. I always worry that they would get in the way of my bounty hunting excursions, but, well, like I said, I'm retired from that, so I don't really have to worry about that anymore, so... Yeah, I should get a droid. I should get a droid. I should get a droid, man. Oh well. Sorry, that's just me rambling. Next up, the Banshee. Banshee. So I want to see what makes this one different than Ghost Girls, because I ranked I like Ghost Girls, but what makes the Banshee different? Let's see. Okay, they're in the Succubus family. Monsters of dark, melancholic beauty who grace their deathly pale white skin and black garments. Okay, hey, last night's favorite color too. That's a good pairing so far. They are feared as omens of death, and are said to appear before people on the verge of death, weeping and wailing. But it's just that they have the ability to foresee death and suffering of humans. What's more, it's in their nature to be drawn towards those who give off the air of death, and if the person happens to be a human male, he'll be attracted to him as a woman and develop strong feelings of affection. These banshees are a race who serve Hel, the goddess of life and death. The power of the goddess is imbued in their voice, and they wail for those approaching death. Those who die while listening to a banshee's wailing have the agony of death mitigated by the goddess's blessing, and will end up rising as undead after death. Okay? In the age of the former Memino lords, even though banshees of yore had the power to foresee death and were terribly drawn to the dying, that's all there was to them. It is said that there was nothing they could do but mourn and grieve when their loved ones died right before their very eyes. It was only after the goddess Hel took pity upon them and welcomed them as her underlings that they acquired their present abilities. In the modern faith of the goddess of life and death, banshees are servants of the goddess who guide the living into undeath. This is one of the curses and blessings unbreakable by death that the goddess has giveth unto humanity. When the dead are reanimated by power, just in the case of necromancy, human women will easily resurrect as undead monsters. The resurrected men require restoration and maintenance of power to produce essence. So a semi-permanent supply of mana will be required, namely a monster to populate and be resurrected. Man is parched, here providing mana. That's when the other power imbued in the Banshee's voice come into play. Though melancholic, the beautiful wailing arouses carnal desires. After resurrection, capacity for thought, shaky is erected as until the conscious Banshee. Just as a man rises to the undead, who will end up set a serious assault to the Banshee wailing beside him. In other words, they offer their own bodies as sacrifice to the men as they guide to the undeath. Furthermore, they move to tears. Besides the death of humans, they also weep over little things, and those two arouse carnal desires in their husband. Okay, their tears are an aphrodisiac. That's interesting. Their husband is sad, they shed tears of their own sadness, consoling their husband. As soon as they shed tears, of course, when their beloved husband lies as undead, there's never something that makes them happy, such as when their husband whispers to them of love. Such tears also incite lust in their husband, and the joy of having sex with their husband also causes them to lead out tearful cries of ecstasy. You know what? I wonder if it's more common for males to have monster girl wives than it is human wives. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing too special about it, nothing dangerous, they're just kind of there. I mean, I don't know, they're only gonna come to you if you're dying, so... Yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, it's to see. It's nothing crazy. Again, not against it, just meh. Just meh. Alright, Baphomet. Baphomet. Okay, this is a demon realm. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Dark beasts possessing tremendous power that lurk in the Mammoth realms. Their outward presence is that of a small girl, but out of all the monsters, they possess the most physical power. They are a race that serves as the leaders of the pagan cult known as Sabbath, commanding countless numbers of witches. It is also said that one of them is the supreme leader of the Mammoth's army, and they are feared by humans and monsters alike. The Sabbath elite has the following creeds: know the depravity and charm of little girls, and give into pleasure like monsters. Hey, I like lollies. Hopefully good by me. In order to spread this doctrine and increase the number of adherents, they tempt women with promises of great magic power and eternal youth if seduced by temptation. A woman's body will be thoroughly infiltrated in devilish pleasure at the hands of her and the witches. Being granted a potion of the Baphomet's mana, they are changed into witches, the servants of Baphomet. Other races of monsters who join the faith have their bodies changed into those of small girls through the Baphomet's power. After that, they will never grow any older. Also, periodically, the subordinates, the witches and their familiars, will have a black mass, where they have a feast of pleasure to reconfirm the Sabbath doctrine, so she can turn lasses into lollies. Very interesting. Most of them live in the demon realm, so they are hardly ever seen in human realms, but on rare occasions, they are also seen at places outside of the demon realm. If you ever meet one, never assume that you can defeat her. With average abilities, one would be hopelessly outmatched. Any attack would backfire. It would only lead to being violated and getting baptized into the Sabbath. I like those odds. Their bodies are tiny, like those of small girls, according to the doctrine of the Sabbath, but they're packed full of childish charm, which they expose. Bloody hell. With their body technique, they're capable of pleasing men even more than succubus can. They are especially known for having the most amazing vagina out of all monsters. Once a man has joy with one of them, their strong sucking and tight squeeze will make him feel like his own body has become one with hers, and he'll sink into the sensation of having everything sucked out by her. God damn. Those who have sex with them, even just a little, are physically indoctrinated into their depraved and charm of the depravity and charm of lollies. Basically, you just become a tiny crusader if you have sex with them. Their bodies and hearts are remade so they can lust only for lollies. Because they also seek superior men as their husbands in the same way as other upper-rank monsters, most men they catch will release, but many of the men assaulted will come to adore Baphomet, and they will run off someplace with her and the witches and disappear. In most cases, Baphomet will accept them as their husband, if they have enough power to defeat them. It is said that they seek an ideally strong and gentle big brother who is reliable, will shower them with love and attention, but the truth is uncertain. God damn, the best cunt out of all the monsters. Well, I've heard of serving cunt before, but this is ridiculous. But yeah, I'm into it. I'm into it. Bring it on, baby. At worst, I get a good fight, and at best, I get a nice lolly companion. Bring it on, baby. Hey, you can't corrupt my heart already, because it's far corrupted, but far worse, okay? You do not want to know the depravity of my mind, man. It is... fucking hell. It is far gone. It is very far gone. I'm gonna have to do some more research after this stream, man. Right, next. Baromets. Okay, this is another plant-like monster. Okay. A mysterious plant-type monster that is said to grow fruit in the form of a sheep. Inside the jelly-like flesh of the fruit is a sheep beast man, covered in fleshy, fluffy cotton wool. The monster uses it to absorb essence which it feeds on by tempting a human man to having sex. After fertilization, it produces seeds. During their mating season, they release cotton fluff from their body that is light enough to be carried by the wind. When the cotton fluff is drifting in the air and reaches a man, their sweet fragrance and thick mammal mana contained within burst all around, activating a man's mind and body with fragrance and energy of the Baromets. Regardless of them secreting less nectar compared to ancestral predators, they able to carry their own scent, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's just another plant thing. Yeah, pheromones, fragrance. Eventually, a man's body will be sensitive, you know, the journey, yeah. The firmness of the fruity flesh can be tries to flip away the elastic balance of flesh of fruit will pull him back in. Okay, so you're kind of just stuck there. Moving the slightest bit, his hips will bounce because of the flesh. More violently, you'll be knocked by a rebound of the fruit according to power. Yeah, Newton's first law. Once this happens and their hips stand together, both hips will then rebound and their hips will be stand together again and again. As this repeats, they're just kind of stuck in continuous sex. Man will be able to stop his hips from bouncing. Every time his hips crash into hers, will be a tiny by upwards pleasure. The explicit cotton might be collected by the remains of Fluffy, no matter how much time passed. Paul would have packed without the fragrance and man leaking out without deteriorating. The fruit surrounding them also is exquisitely sweet, both for highly property. The low slick body. Husband enjoy just more by intercourse, engrossing licking and slipping all over your body as well as sucking their lips. How delicious they are, but since licking their bodies something is straight with milk. Okay. So it's basically like a sheep plant girl. Yeah, pheromones will attract them in. If you get stuck in their flesh, you're just gonna be like bouncing all over them. Yeah, plant girls don't really do much for me. Against sheep girls, just eh. Yeah, see, it's okay. Meh. It's just okay. It's eh. Very much a meh kind of thing. Ooh, fuck. No, there we go. Okay, next one. Basilisk. Oh. Ah, yes, the basilisk. Another snake type. Yeah, Lamia and that type aren't very super attractive to me. But let's go over the specifics of the basilisk. A race of Lamia that has the upper body of a woman and the lower body of a snake. Yeah, their parts body covered in plumage, their disposition is docile and very quiet. Not only are they passive about assaulting men, they won't even get close to humans. They dwell in quiet locations where there are no signs of people. Evil eyes with dreadful venom that will ruin a person just by being exposed to their gaze. Extremely potent venom relaxes all muscles in the prey's body, rendering them unable to move and at the same time causing their prey to heat up with a feeling of ecstasy. Okay, yeah, they just turn their body. So their gaze will paralyze men and basically make them go into heat. Essence inside the prey's body is distorted. The distortion essence leaves from is much easier. Makes your cock really damn hard. Makes you come super damn easy. Distorted essence is a virtual. As the basilisk venom, even millipeder's essence will be converted into venom that violates one's own body. For that reason, for detoxification, it is necessary to have all the venom sucked out, or have the body's essence sucked dry in one session against the monster. Okay. Used to be able to kill, but they don't ever kill them, but just, you know, fuck them a lot. Yeah, and if your milk dry, it'll just be turned into an incubus. So the fact that it brings about, okay. So yeah, the human part will die. This manner, they do possess evil eyes. They can't control them. For this reason, they always hide their face with something as a mask to seal the power. With their normal vision obstructed, they instead use heat sensors and essence detection to place their field of vision. Okay, rule making it so they won't confirm a man by sight. Well, it's a cool mask. I can say that. Should they directly catch sight of a human man, they would be unable to control their love and desire, and end up going wild and attacking him, with their evil eyes exposed. Even if they can't control the power of their eyes, they have followed their monstrous instincts unconsciously and direct their deadly venomous gaze towards a man. A man will be reduced to mere prey, waiting to be eaten as they coil their serpentine bodies around his body. After intertwining their womanly body and gluing both bodies together, they will consistently copulate over a long period of time until he is milk dry. While their hips are glued together and the semen is being released, they will continuously gaze at the man who is not being the prey to the husband. Okay, they possess no unfortunate expert. They almost never take off their mask. Before they take off the mask, they do have weak points as well. If they spin a man's body odor from close or have a man whisper in their ears, they will turn bright red and collapse. According to them, the stimulation was too intense. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I don't really have an attracted to Lamia and Basilisk. I mean, those are just going to be paralyzing. Yeah, it's another seed. It's just, if it happens, whatever. But it's never going to be something I look towards. Again, this is kind of how I look at it. It's just like, damn good, I'm going to look for this shit. A is just like, hey, that's pretty good. If it happens, hell yeah. B is just like, if it happens, like, hey, I'm not against it. I can get jiggy with it. C is more like, if it happens, I might fight back. I might not. It'd just be an eh. D will be, yeah, I'm probably gonna fight back a bit, unless I'm like super desperate. And if I get to F, is I will fight life and limb to not be in this situation if I get into F here. Yeah, with C is more just indifference, but depending on it, I might resist. Like I said, Lamias, they don't really do it for me, personally. Next up, Beelzebub. Oh boy, flies. More insects. Right, Beelzebub. A bug-type monster also referred to as Lord of the Flies. Their body is small, but they possess tremendous magical energy and they fly around the skies at high speed using their wings. They also call it Lord of Gluttony, and their lust and appetite are extremely ravenous. They're dangerous monsters, and if they seek food, they devour it, and whenever they see human man, they will attack and forcibly try to have. Okay. Capable of eating anything, but will most prefer their sweet saliva and semen of humans. To them, human meat is a treat and prioritize all else. If there's a man in front of them, they'll thoroughly lick up the sweat all over their body and thrust their tongue into their mouth and greedily slurp up saliva. You know, suck their cocks, jump down cotton, all that shit. Ravenous has to be regarded as the lords of gluttony, so they aren't satisfied by having sex just once. If they like to die, they'll stay in the area flying around and frugally attacking in turn trying to have fun. Yep, dangerous monsters, also symbolic of bountiful harvest. Once they take a liking to someone, no matter how much food is devoured by them, even more food and wealth will be accumulated. No matter how much one will have sex with them and release semen, he never runs out of stamina, unless instead it will become even more fire to even more. Okay, extremely selfish. Even if one, since they're drawn by the scent of food scraps and odor of human sweat, if you don't wish to be attacked, you best keep yourself or your surrounding clean. The odorous twitch, which is normally regarded as foul, is a fragrance of greatest lust to them, and does none other stimulate their brain or lower body. Yeah, I can't say I mean, I don't really like BO, but I guess they like it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not too into insects myself, so it's more of like, yeah, it's probably maybe like a high D. I guess I don't really care for flies. I hope you don't make that annoying ass buzzing noise. Yeah, that's a D. I don't really care for that. Okay, bicorn. Okay, bicorn. Type of unicorn that has a urine black horn and 2 horns. Well, if there are 2 horns, it's not a fucking unicorn. Then unicorn by definition means 1 fucking horn. Okay, but it's a type of centaur. Okay. Or here. So they can fuse this and a unicorn particular because it mixed with another woman's mana. Charges and a unicorn. Okay, so bicorns are just unicorns that have been tainted by another person. So unicorns have sex with virgins and they're fine. But if a unicorn has sex with a non-virgin, or afterwards, like their husband has sex with someone else, then they'll become corrupted. God, no wonder unicorns are so rare. Like, these assholes come corrupted, super fucking easy. Let's see, gentle disposition and graceful behavior as unicorns. True nature is extremely lavish. Let's see, symbol of impurity, celebrating a lustful, hedonistic existence. Wildly lustful, but don't force men. Adept in their ways of arousing and seducing. Men will go after will be unable to really resist them. Exactly opposite of the monogamous unicorn, it's their nature to prefer a polygamous pair arrangement while their husbands has many monsters as wives. Okay, that's cool. As far as they're concerned, their husband has become more lustful, hedonistic, and exists by having sex with many monsters. Dope. Also by letting many women know the taste of their beloved husband and pair arrangements makes them more joy and everything else. Okay, so they like sharing. That's cool. It's good as mix and croak and vines of man becomes a cocktail is said to be their favorite treat. Okay, so they chasing multiple mana at once. Forcing function. Likewise, mana is different. The scent and essence. Okay. Since this becomes. Okay, so if you're attracted to a bicorn, it'll attract even more monsters to you. This goes for the woman who causes them to become a bicorn, but if there any other woman that the husband desires. Even if their husband should be resistant towards the idea of a harem, they'll lure him into it by sprouting seeds of fanning his desire for other women. Additionally, every time a new monster joins the harem, the bicorn's mana grows relatively thinner, so there's a limit on the number of people the harem can have. But it's probably easy to make a small-scale harem of 5 or 6 people. Hey, that works for me. Okay, Listen, I'm not really into horse girls that much. However, the additional mana of attracting more people and the idea of wanting to have a harem, and she would be actually helping me get a harem, that puts you in B tier. That's, hey, I'm down with that. I'm done with that. I guess I can maintain some horse pussy for that. Oh, God. Okay, Black Harpy. Oh, God, yeah, I don't like birds. I don't like birds, man. But who knows, maybe my mind can be changed, and we'll see how... Actually, let me look at the regular harpy first, and then I will look at black harpy, seeing how they're different. Okay, okay, so harpy. Okay, the represented monster for the harpy family has the body of woman, bird-like wings. Basic race that is most commonly seen okay. Light, small, flying. They have talons. I don't like that. I don't like birds. I don't like bird feet. They look fucking... They're creepy. They're weird. I don't like birds. Let's see. Have bright and cheerful personalities, actively calling out to humans passing through mountains, roads, carrying people's baggage, and those have good relations with humans. In countries, they have advanced relations with monsters that said they run shipping business. Okay, when mating season comes around, it's a very different story. In this period, they change into typical monsters, assaulting human men. They try to milk semen and conceive children. Oh god. Their focus becomes all about having sex. Okay. They ambush men, swooping down from the sky, using their bird-like feet to snatch them up and carry them back to their dwellings. And then instead, their next day become female monsters just seek male and health. Okay. When they straddle a man, their eyes change into those of raptors glaring at its prey. They rock their tiny hips. Okay. During the mating season, men who normally get along with them well are especially likely to get kidnapped and fucked by them. So one should be wary. When they see them on top of themselves shaking their hips, the men who get kidnapped finally realize that they have been after them the whole time, occasionally looking upon them as prey. Once mating season is over, they go back to the cheerful, friendly personality. When after having sex with a man, they'll fawn over him and become much clingier. Then they'll start to seek sex, even if not mating season, they'll fawn over a man and gaze him. Well, if you like bird girls, or if you like harpy girls, that's probably a good situation for you. I'm not into harpies. I mean, like a low C. I think I'd rather have like snakes than harpies personally, but yeah, I could tolerate it probably, depending. Yeah, I'm just like ordering it to like on preference. Yeah, I don't like bird stuff. But yeah, black harpy. Let's see how these. Let's see. Race harpies have charming onyx wings. Clever rays have the highest intelligence of the harpies. On the other hand, they are extremely ferocious. Said that they attack humans, rob food, precious metals. Okay, so they're much more like thieving. Okay, so like crows or ravens. Okay, and they'll abduct and violate human men even when it's not breeding season. When hunting, they aren't merely driven by urges of breeding, instead are calculated and cunning. They sometimes flock together. Oh god. Extremely lustful towards their mate and become obsessed. After bringing a man back to their nest, they spend their time nestled closely, making love and aggressively copulating. Due to the strong temptation, aggressive nature, and of course is furious, and they usually take the lead most of the time. On the other hand, contrary to harpies, they lose their ferocity when it becomes breeding season, and their usual boldness dies down. Okay. When breeding season visits, their mind and body are dominated by the urgent urge to seek a man and get pregnant. Seek a pleasure, fulfillment, blah 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 blah. And they'll start fawning over them. Black harpies have a strong sort of camaraderie, but on the other hand, they are extremely wary of those who aren't friends. They threaten those who approach their nests and intimidating, and if one of their friends is harmed, the flock of black harpies will rush to a foreign enemy at once. They treat their mates and children with special care, and if someone were to harm their precious family, they would make an enemy of all black harpies. Their looks would kill them, a sharp look with the shining eyes would do it. A black swarm of vicious to a point of, okay. Their genuine smile, singular family. Okay, so they can be very caring, but they are also ferocious. Nah, I mean, it doesn't make me feel any different about harpies. So our harpies are a bit more ganky, they're a bit more cheerful, and black harpies are a bit more, like, sly, a bit more cunning, but also can be very loving and doting, so... Nah, it's whatever. Either way, I'm not huge into birds. So yeah, nothing too crazy. Okay, so a boogie or a bogey. I don't fucking know. Okay, this is interesting. It's like a jester or a clown girl. Okay, well, this is an interesting one. Okay, yeah, this is a very interesting one. A bizarre-looking monster with the appearance of a clown, his white fingers drip with red drops of mana. Okay. Tales of the bogey has been handed down and are traditionally used by parents to warn children that the bad kids get kidnapped by Onis. They are said to appear before selfish and misbehaving children. When assaulting men, they have a zany attitude and behave as though they are clowns, and begin a performance where they treat their prey as their customer. Okay, being smooth talkers and exaggerated gestures, all words uttered from their mouth are somehow provocative and alluring, and those who hear the opening remarks are filled with a premonition that something fun or dreadful is about to begin. After filling the man with fear and anticipation, they begin their performance by stroking their cocks with their light hands, in a seemingly fun manner, not to kind of making their body dance smoothly on top of them. Should their prey helplessly ejaculate, they will be they will heaving mountains of praise in the most exaggerated fashion. Okay, so it's kind of like a cheerleader. So like, hooray, you came, blah 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 blah. Fucking hell. Their essence milking is not violent, and above all else, their aim is to give their prey a fun and pleasurable experience. But men assaulted by them will nonetheless be stricken by a terrible fear while still wanting it at the same time. Okay, so they give immense carousal, okay? A power to inflame explodes human explosions. That is to say, in their presence, anyone would openly confess his feelings like a child. So when they scare their prey by saying, "I'm gonna eat ya, I'm gonna eat ya," even if it's contrived like a storybook villain. Of course, children, but even adults too, will get terrified and get ready to burst into tears. On one hand, because of this power, their clownish appearance and essence looking neatly arouse more fear. On the other hand, at a glance, it feels like one is being made fun of, based on how they act during ejaculation, which to their prey feel a small sense of affirmation, causing them to seek more. When the performance is finished, their prey is released, but regardless of whether he wants it or not, the frequency and extremency of their performance will increase day by day. Eventually, he'll start dreaming of her. This would make a very interesting hentai. This would make a very fun hentai, I think. While they are terrifying to their prey, they become like absolute beings that provide affirmation and joy. Once the prey has lost his backbone from the joy of being affirmed by such a being, just like how a child would trust his body and heart to his monster who was absolute to him, he'll pour out his heart without question when she cajoles him, but whispering, "If you're a good boy next time, we'll do even funner things." They'll try desperately to abide their words, and in this way the prey is reformed into honest good boys. Bloody hell. What's more, the children they acknowledge as prey are not the same as children according to human values. Looks and actual age have nothing to do with it. Due to their power, even a major scoundrel of advanced age leading a band of rogues will be little more than a child who will serve as prey to them. Okay, so they say like all men, all people is like a child. In actuality, they appear before children who have no parents to correct their misbehavior, children whose parents won't even correct them, and adult men who can no longer reflect their own conduct. They never sketch kids from the kind of good parents who tell their kids the story. Okay, so they just go after scoundrels and those who misbehave. I wonder if I would count. I've done quite a number of fuck shit in my past. Yeah, I can't say I'm proud of what I've done in my past. Man, the screams of all those orphans, man. Granted, I still have those saved on my mixtape, but yeah, that's probably gonna get me on some kind of watch list. Even if they appear before a man who wasn't a bad person in the first place, they don't act like a clown with their goal purely being to entertain their partner, and they can even see amusing children with ordinary tricks. If a good man expresses fondness towards a boogie, and she is desired, she will offer herself in a glee for and become a devoted spouse who will exhaust every effort to pleasure and amuse her husband as a personal jester. However, there is no end to the lengths that they will go in their attempts to amuse their husband. More after, they have spiteful personalities, so they will hardly ever express their devotion by simply doing as their husband tells them. Living with a boogie means that one days will be bursting with unpredictable surprises and extraordinary pleasure. Okay, I'm down with that. I mean, it seems like a fun clown girl. Yeah, I mean, if you're, like, naughty, then they'll be, essentially just fucking with you. But if you're, well-behaved, then it'll just be a fun experience. Okay, I'm down with that. Yeah, that's an A tier. That sounds like an A tier. Oh. Yeah, that sounds fun. This sounds fun. She sounds fun. A boogie sounds fun. Then again, I am lonely, so probably any kind of stimulation sounds fun to me. I'm gonna die alone. Right, next up, the Blue Oni. So this is also categorized as the Owl Oni. So that's interesting. But yeah, Blue Oni, Owl Oni, it means the same shit. They're the kind of Onis that are fucking drunkards. Okay. Wait, 1 second. Bloody hell. We'll go to how far do I want to go? I'll probably end at but I like Dark Elf. We'll see, I'll just keep going until I'm tired. That's what I'll do, I'll keep going until I'm tired. Excuse me. Okay, the Owl Oni is distinguished by the horns growing out of its forehead and its namesake blue skin. Type of ogre called an Oni. Like all Oni, they have fierce disposition and extraordinary strength. They are feared by humans as monsters, but are quite intelligent and rational in reality. They have a calm side to themselves, very atypical for an Oni, and like that reason, they don't randomly assault human men. They are seen around other Oni, and because of their dispositions, they often serve as the brain of the group, controlling the rest. Okay, I like intelligent women. I definitely dig that. As mentioned before, even if an Alimony finds men who strike their fancy, they won't try to assault them randomly, but that's only true when they're sober. Ah boy. Just like the Aka-Oni, sake is their favorite thing, and if there's a guy they like, they'll probably aggressively invite them to go drinking. However, they aren't able to handle their liquor at all, and they'll get dead drunk just from drinking a lot of sake. And once they get drunk off sake, rationality and self-control get thrown out the window. Face turns bright red and upon revealing the lewd and broken side of themselves, they become so lustful and ferocious that even the Aka-Oni pales in comparison. Their true natures as monsters are revealed through sake, and traces of the ordinary, intelligent personality can no longer be seen. They completely transform into a leech's perverts who seek pleasure in essence, thinking about nothing but sex with human men. Naturally, when they're drinking, if there's a human man nearby, they will assault them and have sex with them, so they can enjoy the essence along with their sake. Even what's more troubling, in spite of the fact that they get drunk easily, they can still have a high level of maximum alcohol tolerance, appropriate for an Oni. They can drink sake infinitely, becoming infinitely drunk, and growing infinitely lustful. And the feast of flesh tinged with sake pleasure essence will continue until either the sake runs out or the man passes out. Once they sober up, they will go back to their intellectual state, but being monsters if they grow to like a guy and deem him both worthy as a husband, as a sake, and a sake snack, then they'll never let them go. Then the man will end up having to party, get drunk, and copulate profusely with her every night. Okay. Additionally, they have much stronger sense of shame compared with other Oni, and easily comes to the surface. Because of this, whenever they recount what they did when they were drunk or even listening to an obscene sex story, they become incredibly embarrassed. Now that's cute. That's cute. I mean, I haven't said this because it's honestly kind of problematic, but I actually kind of like drunk girls. I think girls who are drunk are actually pretty cute. So yeah, and hey, she's pretty intelligent, pretty calm most of the time, but she likes to party. Yeah, that sounds nice. That's nice. That sounds nice. That sounds nice. Right, next one. So we had a boogie before. This is called a bogey, I think. I, I don't know. Can we pronounce the same way? Boogie, bogey. It's another type of ogre kind of thing. Okay, yep, that's a type of ogre, oni, similar to an oni, but horns, their heads are fluffy, big arms, legs that are soft like plush toys. No matter the region, there's a common story told by parents: if you don't stop crying, the oni is gonna come and kidnap you. But these girls are actually a source of such oral traditions. Being said, they appear before children who can't stop crying and those with deep sadness. Upon spotting a male that frees the criteria, they embrace their target. Okay, so they're very cuddly. Gentle warm embrace has the power to alleviate their target's anxiety and nervous fear. So no matter how stubborn the male may be, once hugged in those arms, he will want to indulge in her affection like an honest child. Okay, once their prey is rendered powerless in this manner, they start relentlessly soothing, consoling, and so on until their prey stops crying and the sadness is healed. Oh, that's nice. Sometimes as part of the process, they take their prey back to their lair, which is probably give rise to traditional stories. Also, due to the charm of their devilish nature or the nature of men, for the most part, those hugged by them will seek our body, be it consciously or unconsciously. So they give you basically an addiction to human touch. Relatable! I have not felt the human touch in a long time. Granted, I don't really need it, but yeah, I have not experienced it in a long ass time. What is wrong with me? Given a level of devotion, it's practically as if it's their own arms, mouth, and dick and go from vagina, as if expressly to seal them come from you. Once their prey's sadness heals, the plan that they spoil their prey, given, let's see, good boy, kiss your reward. To them, a husband is not only an element for passion, but an element for overflowing perspective. Okay, so they're just very cuddly and very protective. Yeah, age, appearance doesn't matter. If they see you as a child, they're gonna want to protect you and like be possessive. Since they appear for those who weren't given love and are unable to heal their sadness, mothers who show their children with love, like the ones who tell their stories, won't actually have their children snatched away. It's those who can't get any love from parents, such as orphans who have never had any love in the first place, or adult men who have never had anyone to cling towards. Okay, so they just go after those who are touch-starved and are desperate for love. I mean, yeah, this is okay. It's okay. I'm not very touch-starved myself, so. But it definitely has some appeal. It definitely has some appeal. I definitely can see that. Next one, the bubble slime. Hey, I quite like slime girls. I really quite like slime girls, but I'm not familiar with the bubble slime myself. Bubble slime, a type of slime that lives in dark, wet places like sewers and caves. They are intelligent enough to speak human words, but their thinking process is extremely simple. Guided by instinct, they wander in search of prey. They produce a strong odor from their liquid bodies, so one will likely know right away when they are close. Their bodies are always carrying out chemical reactions that causes pieces of them to be released into the air as bubbles. Perhaps due to this, they need to eat a lot more than an ordinary slime to sustain themselves and are extremely greedy as a result. When they find a man, they attack him and through something similar to sexual intercourse, try to take their semen. But compared to ordinary slimes, they're not as sticky and move more slowly. And so they're not very good at holding their prey down and attempts to escape pretty easily. Because of this, they first perform something like a kiss or other capture plans, pour some of their own body inside his mouth. The body of the bubble slime has an aphrodisiac effect when consumed, and it's extremely addictive. Due to this, prey that has been swallowed will likely begin to gradually desire the slime's body. If only a little is swallowed, the effect will go away after a short time, but if a large amount is imbibed, the prey will become strongly dependent on her body, and the odor will start to become extremely pleasant. If this happens, then it's already too late, and the man will no longer be able to live without the bubble slime. Bloody hell. There's also said that they produce an offensive produce an offensive odor because they live in terrible environments. Yeah, they're from fucking sewers. Their bodies take in toxins, convert them into harmless substances, and release that. For that reason, if you take them out of the sewers or other such areas and live in a clean place for a while, their foul odor will completely disappear. Once the foul odor is gone, they release a good scent that is surprisingly distinct. The odor sensed by men who become dependent on bubble slimes will likely a powerful version of this. Okay, so that they can be fixed. That's good. You can fix her. You can fix her, lads. Let's see. The bubbles produced by their body when they envelop a man's stimulating bodies in just the right way can be providing exquisite pleasure. Interesting. Pleasure through bubbles. Okay, so bubble slimes are honestly not as appealing as regular slimes, but for what they are, I could work with this. I could definitely work with them. I could work with this. I could work with this. And lastly, for the B category, the bunyip. It's okay, it's another lamia, but they're an interesting lamia, and they're a furry lamia. I have never seen anything like this. I've never seen a furry lamia before. This is very interesting. Yeah, this is very, very interesting. Right. Okay, well, let's analyze this one. Okay, this is quite a long entry. The bunyip. A kind of lamia that lurks by watersides. Their body is covered in fur and their eyes emit an uncanny light. They have a large build for a lamia family monster. It possesses superhuman strength and agility. Let's see, the bestial nature dwelling within them is extremely powerful, and since their reproductive urges are ferocious, they are feared as a race that aggressively attacks men. Despite their ferocity and their appearance, on the contrary, normally they are so quiet that it's eerie, and they live by concealing their body in the water in order to hide. For that reason, they are frequently mistaken as beasts with bird beaks or beasts with a giant tail, and so on, by many who have witnessed them. They move around inside the water without making a sound, and when they spot a man after gazing fixedly at him, they launch themselves without warning. Okay, so yeah, pretty dangerous. They are beings endowed with high intelligence, possess enough reason to suppress their bestial nature under normal circumstance. If you come into contact, you'll probably be able to catch a glimpse of their quiet and true character. However, despite being able to converse, it doesn't seem to be their strong point. They are extremely poor at conversing with men. From what I've heard, even if they think they want to become intimate with a man, they are not able to express it with words. Their head goes blank in the presence and they're unable to speak properly. In our case, they're very timid. In other words, when they appear to be gazed fixedly at the prey, it's actually them worrying about how to strike up a conversation, and when they suddenly leap upon them, it's the results of their own urges going out of control. Oh, that's kinda cute. Typical of lamia, they prefer to clothe their serpentine lower half around their husband's body and use their entire body to embrace. From the way they closely adhere to their husband with the entire body, we can see their obsession with males, typical of serpent monsters, at the same time seemingly genuine happiness as they appear to exhibit as they draw their face close to their husband. Now that's cute. So yeah, very cuddly, very possessive. Even among the lamia family, their serpentine bodies are especially soft, and their mana and beauty fur doesn't lose its fluffy feeling even after soaking up water. Okay, so they feel very nice to hug. Now that sounds kinda nice actually. Like hugging with a big fluffy dog. Or cuddling with a bunny. I miss having a bunny, man. Their body is devilish in an even different sense than that of a succubus. It's said that when wrapped in their body, the person embraced will feel so pleasantly comfortable that they'll lose strength and surrender themselves. Okay, I see the appeal with this. I see the appeal. Okay, interesting. Even though they are like a lamia, they are pretty mammalian in that way. When they succumb to the bestial nature, sex with them is like being mercilessly run dry by a man or by a monster that sees whole of its prey. Violently ferocious. After losing it, they probably don't feel any resemblance to they probably don't feel any resistance. When in that state, even when coiled around their husband embracing them, they also appear to blush out of embarrassment. Even when, okay, they move their hips in a timid manner. Taken. Okay, so it's just, Okay, so it's just basically a fluffy lamia that's more timid. Okay, I actually kind of like that. That's another B. Ah, damn it, it's freezing. There we go. Yeah, in terms of lamia, that's actually a bit more appealing to me and myself. Again, still not super into lamia myself, but that definitely has more of an appeal. Right, next up. Man, there was a lot of monsters in this universe, dude. Lots of them. Lots of monsters, lots of monsters. Right, next up in C. Um, let's see. Probably like 30 more minutes or something. The cat Sith, okay. So not necessarily like Nekomata or cat girls. Cat Sith are beastmen, okay. Much more feline and much more furry as it seems. Okay, but they have their own kingdom. Okay. Alright, the cat Sith. A type of beastman born from the monsterization of cats that were once animals. Okay, so they directly come from cats. So they are much more on the furry side of things. Even among the cat family, these beings are especially close to beasts. Their entire bodies are covered in fur, and when a cat is joined to its male owner by a strong bond, they develop feelings of love for him. And if showered in Mamino mana, it will transform into one of these cat Sith. Possessing extremely high intelligence and being given the duty of ruling cats alongside with magical power, making cats very smells. Okay, so these are very feline. Like they're not just like Neko girls. They are like they start off as actual cats, like actual kitty cats. Like, yeah. These are very furry, man. On the furry scale, this is like a fucking like 4. Yeah, this is like a 4 on the furry scale, man. This is very furry. Just like their outward appearance, they appear close to cats on the inside too. Selfish, capricious personalities, perhaps of being spoiled by humans. They consider themselves and other cats to be of high standing. They display arrogant attitudes towards men, speaking in a manner such as following: "If you think I'm cute, I'll let you pat my head," or if you say you want to mate with me that much, then I'll make you my male." Bloody hell. On the other hand, if petted, they cannot help but purr and naturally snuggle up with their partner to have a sniff of their scent. In this way, when it comes to the man they acknowledge as their own male, they lose control of themselves and their body and heart, being close to that of the beast. They're very honestly to the actions of men. They easily go into heat when developed into the warmth and over of a male, and only after becoming female beasts will they affectionately rub their entire body against a male. At times, they even lose their capacity for speech and will just mate while moaning in a luring manner. Yeah, that sounds like being in heat. When in heat as females, the only thing in their head is to receive a bestial lust of the male and become pregnant. Oh god. Okay. Okay, the Cat Kingdom, created by cat goddess Basset, is a cat paradise where various cat family monsters live, as well as ordinary cats. As long as the men living in the kingdom obey the laws and adore cats, they are promised to live a life with all their necessaries taken care of. But the law absolutely favors cats. Honestly, I can deal with that. I could deal with that. Men are obligated to spoil cats and to give in to their demands, whether playing with them or mating with them and impregnating them. Bloody hell. Also, it seems tormenting a cat is considered a serious crime, and whether or not it took place within the kingdom, if one torments a cat and a cat seeks a piece of report from other cats, she will abduct that person and carry them off to the cat kingdom. Well, luckily I don't have to deal with that. I quite like cats, so I've treated them very well. That is not to say I want to fucking mate with one. Like I said, I like Neko girls. I really like Neko girls. This is not a Neko girl, okay? This is a fucking, like, beast man, or beast kid. One of their duties is to also punish criminals who have been brought back to the cat kingdom. If the culprit is male, then his human rights will be stripped away and they will become property. Like I said, I don't have to worry about that. They will become a cat toy and will be played with and milked by cats whenever they feel like it. On this occasion, they will cast a smell to make a motor with cats that will make them extremely sensitive to cat's tongues and paws. If fondled with, he will immediately lose strength and able to resist pleasure. Eventually, by the time they will serve out the sentence, becoming the owner's husbands, he will have changed to a cat lover whose erection will never weaken. Bloody hell. Cobras fear that they will cast a spell to change her into a cat, and it will change it to one of the cat family monsters. The new cat will have to live surrounded by her senior cats who are nasty with a love of mischief. Okay, they'll just train them to be like cat girl. Okay, so yeah, Cat Kingdom stuff I can probably do it. Probably like Nekomato will later on be like within that realm. Where is it? Yeah, look over here. Nekomato will probably be around that. But in terms of Cat Sith, yeah, I can't say I'm gonna be going out of my way for that. Put that in D. Like, it's much more preferable to like insects. Definitely more preferable to insects. But I can't say I'm interested in having sex with a cat. Cannot say that at all. Cat girls, yes, but this, yeah, I can't say I would. I'm not a furry. I am not a furry. I can confirm that. Bloody hell, this is gonna get clipped eventually. Alright, Cancer. I am a Cancer boss. But yeah, these are crab girls and... Oh, bloody hell, that's a fucking image. Oh, you can see the fucking crab eyes near her gooch and all that shit. Jesus Christ. Okay, do they have human arm? Okay, well, there's definitely crab claws. Bloody hell. Okay, cancers are crab monsters that live near waters such as oceans and rivers. They have the upper body of a woman and the lower body covered in a hard shell. Wonder how that crab body actually tastes, because I do like crab. I actually want to get some like crab. I have wontons, and I kind of want to make crab ragoon. It actually sounds really nice. Freakish strength. These pistols can pierce, twist, and pierce off the iron armor of their prey. But are proficient enough at delicate vective movement not to remove the clothing of their prey without tearing it. When they find a human man that strikes their fancy, they will, seeking sense, use their claws and seize him and draw him near the bosom where their alluring body awaits. Jesus Christ. The bubbles containing mana will be released from the mouth of their lower shell. Wait, is there fucking pooch a fucking crab mouth? Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that what it is? Is the fucking cancer mouth? Is that a fucking... Oh, is that pooch goddamn crab mouth? Oh, God. I'm gonna stick my dick in a crab mouth? Oh, no, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that, dude. Of using these bubbles with the intention of washing a man's body using the brush-like parts of their other shell. Soft palms of their upper bodies, hands. Okay, so they have human hands. Even being covering their entire humanoid parts in bubbles. Okay, let's see. Their hairs is done to rub their own emotional mana into the man's body. Aside from that, they also hate it when scent or taste of other than man get mixed with scent, so they have to clean excessive filth. For that reason, they are especially careful about the man's cock, so they don't have a pure taste. They're so diligent and thorough that they cause the man to ejaculate in the middle of washing. Once done washing, they finally stuff their cheeks full of the... Okay, so they like blowjobs. They'll even end up having sex just like that, so... Although the body clearly washed away any filth and over it, even other men are stuck to them. No effect whatsoever on the husband's own scent. By washing themselves with these bubbles and maintaining a clean body, they seek to ensure that the only thing that covers their body is what belongs to them. Okay? Many individuals among them are pretty poor at expressing emotions, so instead emotions appear stronger in their lower body, such as when they threaten enemies by making clattering noises with their piercers, or when they express joys or aroused by moving five pairs of legs restlessly. Fucking hell. When they express the most desires of fondness fall by moving their whole body to pierce their dancing called the courtship dance. Cancers make a brisk rhythm, bubbles of shaking it. Okay, yeah, let's see. Cancers generally seem quite facetious. However, when faced with semen-spirited member of a man they love, they will only bring their face closer. Okay, so it seems like they really like blowjobs and like feasting on like the taste of a man. There is it's essentially just a girl on top of a crab, and you can see the fucking crab eyes and the crab mouth near her cooch, like, ay. Yeah, fuck. You see, the thing with me is that I am a very much a degenerate, so I'm not sure if I could go all the way to F tier. This is like very much like if they were like the last one on Earth. This is very much like last one. Then fuck it, maybe. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. Though I'm curious how tasty they are. Like, how tasty are those crab legs? Because, well, I do quite have a taste for crab myself. I wonder how their actual crab legs would taste. I'm sure some experimentation could be done with these lasses. Very interesting, very interesting. Well, anyways, where were we? Where were we? Okay, next up is the centaur. Yes, more horse girls, more horsewomen. Okay, centaur, upper body of human, lower half of a horse. Yeah. Let me just check to see if there's anything that's unique about centaur in Monster Girl Encyclopedia. Rise of warrior, won't attack humans. Very noble. They have violent and lustful disposition. They can lose control. Okay, they'll be more troublesome. Outbursts of anger. Take responsibility. They don't like letting men ride them. Only make exception for their husbands. They'll reluctantly let them ride, but since the body will be glued to the man during this, their body will be very hot, filled with lust. By the time they arrive at the destination, they'll be ready for intercourse, but he's liable to get attacked due to heat. So riding on the centaur will cause them to go into heat. All monsters of the centaur family have another vagina. Wait, what? All monsters in the centaur family have another vagina aside from the horse vagina located at the rear, which they've had since the era of the former mammal lures. It is the front at the boundary of the human upper body and the horse lower body. At the same time as a human, okay, it was newly formed when their body changed to become more suitable for intercourse with a man upon the current mammal lord. They can have sex with a man become pregnant no matter which one is used. The rear vagina is also changed to becoming small and tight, capable of squeezing and matching human size. So they have two vaginas. Two vaginas. Oh. Two vaginas. One at the front and one at the back. Imagine the possibilities of that. Like, imagine if, like, they're doing, like, cowgirl. Like, imagine, okay. But yeah, imagine, like, you're laying down. You're, where's my fucking, one second. Let me pull up something. Yeah, 1 second. Let me get another window capture device. Where is it? Window capture. Ignore that. Yeah, just ignore that, please. Back cancel. Okay, yeah, 1 second, please. Let's see, can I get GMP? Alright, GIMP on there. Fuck, no, I don't want that. Okay, where can I grab it? Wait, wrong one. Shit. It's fine. Let's see. Display capture. No, I don't want that. Where would it be? There we go. Yeah, 1 second, please. This slightly. alter it slightly. There we go. There we go. Yep, there we go. Sorry, I'm just bringing up, it's just very brief. 1 second, please. So yeah, where's my, fucking cursor? Different brush, okay, that's a bit large. Can I reduce the size? No. No, I said reduce. Can I go smaller? I apologize, I'm actually not familiar with how to use. Yeah, okay, that'll work. So yeah, imagine this with the centaur, So you got the centaur lady right here. Oh, actually, what am I doing? They don't have fucking legs. So yeah, centaur woman right here. Okay, so they're right here. Imagine this, so they're gonna have a vagina right here and right here. So they're gonna have a horse pussy and a regular pussy. Alright? If you're a human man, then you could be essentially she's going like cowgirl on you. You could have your cock right there. You'll be right here. So they could like ride you at that, just like right there, like that. Or, again, sorry, I need to learn GMP better. Or GIF better so I can move shit, apologies. Or you could go underneath them. Either side, you could be eating out their human pussy while fucking their horse pussy while they're going down on you. Or alternatively, like the opposite way, it's essentially like 69, where you'll be right here, your cock's right there, right here, eating out from the back. Like, dude, there's a lot of possibilities with 2 pussies. With 2 pussies, that's a lot of possibilities. Like, you cannot deny that. Like, that opens up a ton of options, man. Bloody hell. But yeah, apologies, but man, just think. Just think of the possibilities there, man. But yeah, centaur. Like I said, I'm not super into horses, so I'm gonna keep the N to B. But still, the possibilities of that. Just the possibilities. Imagine, dude. Imagine. Right, where were we? Next up. The next one we got is... What the fuck? Caribris? What the fuck is that? Okay, so it's another aquatic. Is this a fucking barnacle? It's a fucking barnacle. Okay, they're in the mimic and shapeshifter family. Okay, so they can leave their. Okay, let me just read it. The Kybritis is a monster that lives fixed to the bottom of the sea in a nesting hole like an acorn barnacle. They don't turn into something and set up a trap, but due to their nature, they are classified as a type of mimic. It is said that there is another dimension conjured from the magic that extends inside their nesting holes in the same way as other mimics. Condensed mana is contained within their bodies, so they occasionally release it through holes in their exoskeleton. Due to this, air bubbles are often rise from their nesting hole. In order to get a human man for food and breeding, they periodically generate huge whirlpools focused around their nesting holes. Everything above their hole gets sucked in, Although they are very timid, they are extremely lustful, and when they suck a man into their nesting pool, they spread their vagina open with their own fingers and tempt a man. From their open vagina, they release so much condensed mana that it makes the energy released from the holes in their exoskeleton seem like nothing. The man is showered in it, and in moments his cock will become erect and they'll be fucking. It almost seems like her pussy acts like a whirlwind, or like a whirlpool that'll suck in their cock. Caribous are extremely greedy, so once they have a penis inside their body, they will entwine their arms and legs around a man, binding them. They covertly suck the penis in order to gain more pleasure, trying to guide it deeper and deeper inside. Also, the holes in the exoskeleton have walls that are very sensitive to pleasure. Though it is slight, from those holes, even from the open mouth from which they speak, they release mana to seduce men. Men are attracted to it, it's probably that way so that they can indulge in many pleasures, such as sucking a penis from every one of their holes. Bloody hell. Through whirlpools, they often swallow up whole ships, including all the sailors, but all the men, all those men who accept those who strike the fancy are spat out of their nesting hole. Some of the men who spat out find themselves washed aside on the beach where they regain consciousness, but most of them are captured by monsters lurking near Caribous. When they come to, they find themselves in the middle of having sex with them. Due to these opportunities, there are normally a lot of Scalia in particular that lurk around these nesting pools for the men that are spat out. Many tales involved in Caribous also involve Scalia. Being timid themselves, they can't stay strong because Scalia often drag them in while ships are stopped by whirlpools, but it seems they don't think too highly of each other. Okay, so these are barnacle girls, and they are dangerous. They're gonna be, so I guess if they choose you, you're essentially stuck with them, inside of their barnacle nest. You'll be stuck fucking with them for, the rest of your life. Yeah, I, can't say I'm too fond of being stuck at the bottom of the ocean. I mean, I guess in some situation if they were like on land and I could get away afterwards, which I don't even know is possible with these fucking things. Uh, yeah, I don't want to be fucking barnacles, man. Okay, barnacles, they're fucking parasites. Alright, I'm not fucking no, I have other options for Cunny. No, 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 no. Yeah, I can't say I'm too into this one. Not everything was meant to be turned to an anime girl, okay? We have our limits. Where are our fucking limits, lads? Ay. Okay. This one's interesting. The Cheshire Cat in Wonderland. Very interesting. A race peculiar to Wonderland, the Cheshire Cats are guides of the curious and lewd kingdom. The progenitor of this race was a werecat that wandered into Wonderland and hit it off with the Lady of the Land, the Queen of Hearts. Because of the common love of mischief, she was given power and a servant of the Queen. Cheshire Cats are also grinning and smiling lewdly with lustful and unpredictable personality. They love fun and lewd things and tease those who wander to Wonderland with obscene words, whether male or female, making their overt sexual overtures and enjoying the person's reaction. Their duty is to guide the visitors of Wonderland, but with their guidance, what lies ahead is a variety of curious and obscene occurrences, like sex-crazed monsters that are after the visitors. They're overjoyed that the smile on their face further deepens when they see visitors getting teased by them, and they end up in sexual situations. Okay, so they are very mischievous. They have the ability to freely appear and disappear as long as they're in Wonderland. They're monsters that can suddenly pop up anywhere. By the time a visitor notices, they'll be right on top of them, rubbing their body from behind, and making their crawl all over them while whispering filthy, dirty words in the air. That's kinda hot. Words spurred with sweet, enchanting timbre of voices somehow feel obscene and lewd every time the topic of discussion is completely unrelated to sex. When they whisper, it easily melts to the hearts of those bewildered by Wonderland. While being shown the lewd spectacles of Wonderland, visitors will be tempted with such words such as, "You want to join in and get off like that? You're filthy, aren't you?" And even if they have no such intentions, their body will grow hot and seek pleasure. Their thoughts are consumed by lust and envy. Then, just as the Cheshire Cat says, I want to have sex, I want to become a monster and get off like that will come true inside the visitor. And then continuing the tour, visitors' values and common sense will always stained by the core of Wonderland. By the time they change into an incubus or a monster, they'll have totally become resident of Wonderland. Okay, so they're very much like a corrupting type of monster. Furthermore, Cheshire Cats are usually just guides, mostly devoting themselves to observing visitors. However, in the event that they take a liking to a man, they may aggressively interfere in order to make the man their own husband. They will enjoy sex with the man during obscene occurrences and gradually stain him in the lewd color of their preference. After obtaining a husband, they become more lascivious. Life with these happy, smiling girls is full of pleasure and absent of boredom and agony inside of their teasing. Also, sometimes they become playful with men, mixed with cat-like behavior, which is different from how they normally are, but they only show this side of themselves to their husband. And that's cute. Yep. Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. A cheeky cat girl, I'm down with that. I'm definitely down with that. And like I said, in this world, there's really no downside to becoming like an incubus. There's really no downside to it. Next one, the Chimera. This one's an interesting one. Okay, the Chimera. Formerly a hybrid beast born from a combination of several demon beasts via sorcery, typical individuals are endowed with various traits and abilities of the demon beast, lion, dragon, goat, or snake. Their bodies possess a superhuman strength and durability of a dragon, alongside the instantaneous power and flexibility of a lion. Furthermore, with high intelligence and magical energy like a Baphomet, they also have the ability to attack well, so their snake-like tails are equipped with venom that paralyzes their prey. Each of these abilities is a bit weaker compared to the original demon, but they're able to effectively use them in combination. On top of that, these astonishing demon beasts can release flames from their head, tails, and both of their arms, firing a flame breath 4 times in a row like a raging billow. Damn. They are equipped with a combination of special traits of various demon beasts. The most notable aspect is that they possess multiple personalities equivalent to the number of demon beasts they were formed with. Okay, so multiple personalities. Interesting. Okay, so the lion personality, impulsive, magnificent, and belligerent. Proficient in hunting prey, she will aggressively attack and attempt to mate if there's a human male who strikes her fancy. The dragon personality, noble, overbearing, prudent, she will remain relatively calm and composed even in the presence of a man. Goat, highly intelligent, of a warm disposition, but extremely lustful and calculating, and she will try to corrupt a man by spoiling them. And the snake, deeply jealous and cunning, she is dependent on the man she sees and also excels at making him dependent. They're able to switch between these personalities depending on the situation. No matter what, these are the only personalities that standard individuals possess. There are differences depending on the character of each individual. There are also individuals among them who have characteristics other than those of the 4 demon beasts mentioned earlier. Personalities contained within may be entirely different in terms of disposition and thoughts. Also, rarely, there are individuals whose body composed of lesser or greater number of varieties of demon beasts. In this way, each of their personalities vary significantly, but ultimately they are part of the same individuals. Their knowledge and memories are shared in common and will always acknowledge the same man as their husband. Perhaps for that reason, if any one of their personalities becomes aroused, all their personalities become aroused, without exception. Normally called dragon personality. Whatever reason, each personality desires to chew will be satiated from one personality. Oh, bloody hell. So basically, with the multiple personalities, they're going to be fighting each other. So you have to so if they have 4 personalities and you become their husband, you're gonna have to satisfy all 4 personalities. Otherwise, it's gonna get ugly. Worth of layers, there only is. I mean, maybe you're into that. Yeah, okay. So the Chimera, they're very, very interesting. I can't say it's necessarily appealing to me, but I'm not against it at all. I'd probably put that. Let's put that up. Yeah, B sounds good for Chimera. I mean, yeah, having 4 types of women in one, very interesting. So very interesting, I have to say. Chimera is done. Let's do a couple more. Let's do a couple more, and then we're gonna call it for today. Okay, the Kochin Obake. So let me check. Yeah, this one's is based on an Oni, or based on a yokai. Okay, I forgot the name of the specific yokai it's based on, but it's definitely it's super familiar to me. The Chokin Obake are a type of monster known as Tsukume Monogami. These are items that are used by humans which sprung to life and started moving around. They are born from a fusion of mana and either the feelings of gratitude that dwell. Yeah. I know how yokai work and these kind of things. Let's see. They are basically living paper lanterns. Flames that light everything around them burn within their bodies. They were originally a tool they desired to be used by human men more than anything. Okay, so there's literally like lamps that came to life. They are still used to illuminate darkness, which is their original purpose. More than that, what gives them the greatest pleasure is having men use their body freely. Their flames are fueled by the essence of human men, so they need to have sex in order to maintain their flames. Those Chokin Obake, which were born from negative feelings, are extremely monstrous. They appear together with a faint light before men walking along the roads. And since they're obsessed with being used, in order to make a man use them, they'll attack them and, force them to copulate. And once they have sex, they'll recognize that man as their owner and return to his home as property. Then, night after night, they'll have sex and have him use them, eliminate the darkness. Additionally, there are those who visit the man who treated them very vicariously and keep. Oh, fucking hell. Well, I'm just gonna be open with what it says. There are those who visit the man who visited their owners who originally treated them carelessly, and they will keep raping the hell out of him again and again until he decides to use them of his own free will in order to instill the man with the knowledge of the goodness of her body, basically forcing them to love them. On the other hand, the Chochin Obake, which are born from the feelings of gratitude, go all out on displaying their devotion as a tool in service to their honor. For them, to keep being used by a man forever is their greatest joy. The flame inside their body is normally small and faint. In proportion to this, their disposition grows more docile and their sex becomes more gentile. During sense, as essence of service fuel is poured inside their bodies, the flame grows more intense. The more this happens, the more aroused they become and the more, kind of less one expects. They start moving in the hips, okay? Directly illuminated by their flames, causing it to feel extremely hot. Alright. So it doesn't seem like it's regular flame where it's going to burn you, but it will be hot. Can't say I quite would enjoy that. They keep thrusting hard and release large amounts of essence until dawn, continuously raising their flames to desire to get even bigger and brighter. Okay, so it's a living lantern. Yeah, it's just kind of meh. I mean, the sex seems kind of like dangerous, and usually they can appear just if you have a lantern, like if you treat it well, hey, joke's on you, I'm allowed a lantern, I will love you and you're gonna fuck me every night. If you treat it poorly, hi, joke's on you, chuckle fuck, I'm gonna fuck you every night until you do love me. So, yeah, also the more sex you have with it, the more powerful and the more, hungry it's gonna become, so, bloody hell, man. This is an interesting world. Alright, next up, the cockatrice. Another bird. Okay, these seems to be like based on like chickens or something. Yeah. Got fucking. I don't. Okay, yeah, harpies, harpy family. These ones cannot fly. They have powerful legs that they can run through quickly. Very timid. They try to run away. They attract human men with pheromones. Seek out men with quick legs, like them in order to keep their birth. Okay, so they want men to chase after them. So powerful, will drop everything else and start chasing them. His own desire will be thrust into their tiny body. Okay. The moment they're overtaken, they experience terrible fear, but at the same time. Okay, so they're very timid, and they seem to be taken by fear and anxiety, but at the same time, they're attracting men. I don't know. This one is a walking contradiction, man. happiness after having a husband, is stirred by the man's penis. 50% of the women feel powerful, anticipation will be blah 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 blah. So cries of pleasure. Come back to their senses, and when they try to separate from them, they'll use. After the man comes back to their senses from the pheromones, they'll try to separate from the bird in the panic, at which they will use their petrification ability. Their eyes are endowed with to change his hands that are strongly gripping their hips into stone. Change his hands that are strongly gripping their hips into stone. As if this is they want him to thrust in more violently, they'll weakly shake their hips. Additionally, in contrast to unmarried cockatrices that run wild releases pheromones, those with husbands do not release pheromones, and if a human man other than their husband approaches, they'll seal his movement through petrification, using their eyes and will run away. I like to say it's a relief that one will be led astray by their pheromones, but around married cockatrices lurk many other monsters that are after petrified men. These men will often end up being carried away by them and thoroughly violated without acceptance. Okay, I cannot say I'm into that. I mean, like I said, I don't like birds, and this one is very bird-like, and usually they force, or their pheromones force men to fuck them without their own desire, and if you don't reciprocate at first, they'll turn you to stone to continue fucking you. Like I said, if I enjoy my own autonomy being, I do not want to be turned to stone. I don't want to be turned to stone, so, yeah, no, I don't like birds. No. Like I said, I got plenty of other sources of cunning. It's not hard to get this shit. Ay. Next one. Creeping coin. Okay, this is the Mimic family. Okay, let's see, shape-shifting ability. They masquerade as a mountain of coins. Stacks their stuff full of them. They lie in wait for human prey. Basically appear in places visited by adventurers and tomb raiders. Okay, rarely manage to sneak into places, just natural treasuries. They refer the true forms of men who fall for their touch trap or approach their. Okay. At this time, part of the mountain of gold coins will suddenly change into a monster with a woman's form, but men do not appear to be startled or bewildered by it. The reason is that they have the power to tie men's lust for money and directly towards lust for themselves. In other words, once a man has been charmed by the mountain of gold, either the child he changed to a monster, he'll still look up at her as the same as the mountain of gold he's insatiably lust for. Okay, so greed for money will translate to greed for to lust for the monster. Okay, if a man were not known as a true form, there wouldn't be reason. Okay, tempted by one of these girls, for any planet, man will probably get on top, given to desire. The stronger the lust for cash, the stronger the lust towards the monster. Once a man is completed with one of these girls, they'll become highly possessive towards her, just as they agree with money. And they'll start thinking that he never wants to lose her. In other words, it must be the case that they are more avaricious to a man, and the more slender. Okay. In response to that passion, sex with a creeping point states two desires, bringing about a powerful sense of satisfaction both physically and mentally. Prioritize sex whenever they feel greedy. Interpreted as people stating, okay. The coins swirl around them in adornment after revealing the form armor created by mana. Yeah, they're counterfeit. They aren't merely illusions and no actual substance. Known as Nominal Realm Gold, they are made of metal with actual physical substance and have the power to fan the flames of desire in humans who people big limmer. Due to this property, these coins are treasured by many monsters and fetch high prices. Okay. Those simply looking to make a living, those seeking to live out of luxury, and their earth mostly out of desire station by containing a creeping coin and opening with their day in day out. On the other hand, others may need the money to pay for expensive medicine to treat disease or for some other purpose. In such case, the nominal realm gold they produce will be able to produce while receiving large amounts of excess will make enough money when sold. Big treasures they may be. Okay, so basically they're like living money, but the money is useless in human realms. But in the monster realm, they are quite valuable. So it's basically if you get one of these, so they okay. So I'm kind of worried about this one because I have been very susceptible to greed in the past, and with my lust for coin, yeah, that can be pretty dangerous for me. And I mean, if you want a good life in like the demon realm, I mean, the coin would fetch a pretty good price, but um, it's a C. It's a mimic at the end of the day, but you gotta be very careful with this one. As long as I'm not like trapped in like whatever like dungeon with them, then I can work with it. How many more? We got 5 more. Yeah, let's just finish off C and then we'll go from there afterwards. Well, I mean, then we'll call it for here and then I can continue another day. Alright, the Tengu. Pro Tengu in particular. Okay. So, yeah, it's another form of the harpy, or birdman stuff. Okay. But more like the mythical Japanese kind. Let's see. What makes these ones unique? Let's see. Very fast, high ranking. They seclude themselves in mountains usually, and usually humans don't see them. They often come to the human settlements and mount to men as villains in order to investigate and record the deeds of humans. You know, okay, they have good judgments. Very intelligent. Of course, very interested in human men. Okay, yeah, if they find out like into a human man, all that shit. Mating season, they tend to human settlements and take away men. Let's see, they usually the contents of the previous mentioned. People that they hate, such as villains, who they normally speak ill of them, are much less likely to be kidnapped than good people. Okay, so basically if you speak like good of the Tengu, then they're likely to take interest in you. Kidnapped men will exchange couples' vows with them in their dwelling and end up having sex with them on the spot for procreation. Hardworking, okay, most men who have sex with them will become enthralled by them. They have confidence in their own power and full of pride, since they can be hard to please for that reason. Don't provoke them. Okay, many of them don't have much experience. Men excessively direct fondness towards them, they might just lose their composure and panic. But they can be very timid. Yeah, it's just okay. It's just like it's just another like bird thing. It's just meh. Again, I don't care. I don't care. It's whatever. Again, this is just like very whatever. It's just very whatever. Okay, the Kusith. This is another beast man, and it's very furry again. Okay, so these are ones, they're beastmen that originated from dogs, like pet dogs. Okay, let me just read this over. I think it's probably some of the cat sith just with dogs. Sense danger, among the Kusith there are scholars. They say they become more mere watchdogs. They said they're intelligent, for one explicit fact they were original beasts they harbor. Since they're beasts, the pheromones, master not the female. Yeah, it's just like the cat sith, just with a dog instead. So Kusith is just, yeah, D. Again, I'm not a furry, but, you know, whatever. Okay, but yeah, it's the same things. It goes a bit more into like the lore of like the Kusith, but not super interested in that at the moment. Okay, Cupid. This is an interesting one. I give a second chance to Cupid. Alright. Midrank angels that serve the goddess of love, Eros. They have kind-hearted, quiet personalities, and they have love, and what they love beyond all is to seeing men and women happily joined together. They possess the power to bring about immortal love that never fades between those lovers who quickly join in the name of the goddess. Ah, she's very cute, very hot. Their golden arrows of love have the power to make those who are shot swell up with love, and even bring sentiment that a person who is still unaware to the surface. Faint love becomes deep love, and people themselves are made to realize how much they love their partners. Love arrows, okay. Unable to conceal their love. Black arrows of lead cause the love of those who are shot up to dry up. Okay, so yeah. Okay, golden creates love, black arrows end love. Even those down and unaware of love are those who are too haughty and prideful to love another, or else to love directly towards them. Two kind of arrows compel people to become lovers, but occasionally, instead of just binding humans together, they also bind humans and monsters. Okay. Men being minimal mass is huge. Okay, yeah. Arrows can increase lust. Such men will awaken to their male innocence. Okay, shot by arrow of lead. Will seek the boundary. Let's see. Seek the balanced passion of love directed towards him by a monster. Power of love induced by them. They are even antidotes to them causing gods to fall in love with humans. They often target those who have been practically denied love by cruel fate and are who could have easily joined together by slight fading of the flames. No small number of women choose to become monsters themselves so they may be joined with their beloved, so as they say. Okay, so they basically play wingman for a lot of people who don't have love. And if you really don't have love in this world, then you're just kind of fucked. They themselves are angeled filled with love. Many of them fall in love while coming into contact with human men. They possess a deep love that is even on par with those of the Horde, but they are not proficient in verbally expressing the enormity of their love. To express how they feel, they imbue an arrow with their own passion fired at a man. These arrows are similar to a love letter that can be directly transmitted to the entirety of their love and sentiment to a man's heart. It is special means of confession unique to them, artists and relying on words. However, the arrows of some individuals that have great difficulty expressing their love and let it build up too much inside themselves cause men to enter a trance-like state of ecstasy due to the man's heart beating synchronized with the enormity of their sentiment, resulting in tremendous lust and arousal. They also possess a tremendous amount of passion and love, perhaps because of watching many couples, including monsters, make love. Once they are joined with their husband, the atmosphere becomes sweet and they'll start to quietly brush their bodies against his. Additionally, monsterized individuals do exist among them, but as expected, hardly any distinction is apparent. Okay, so yeah, they're just, vessels of love to join people together, but they themselves can fall victim to it. Honestly, they're not that dangerous. That's an A. I mean, they're very attractive, and they seem to, be wingman for a lot of people. And hey, if they're interested in co-related, why not? Doesn't seem to be much of a downside. Okay, next one. Cursed Sword. This is interesting. Let's see, family types. Sword Devil, Material Magic. Okay, so these are born from former human women who were entranced by cursed swords. Generations ago, these cursed swords were created by a wicked Mamino lord who imbued them with malice. In those days, they were fearsome weapons that would cause a human who picked one up to go mad and change into a mass murderer who would even slay down his own comrades. Their nature has changed along with the transformation of the monsters. Just like the Mamino realm silver, weapons used by monsters, they inflict wounds on their opponent's essence rather than their body, and they don't kill. Instead of feeling painful, their wounds feel hot and throb, and instead of blood, the victim's essence leaked out, only to replace by mana from the cursed sword, changing the victim into a monster. Due to the danger they once posed, they are sealed away in various places by the current lord, but with the passage of time, the seals have weakened and many have become unearthed by illegal diggers. I see. At a glance, the cursed sword looks like an ordinary sword, but those who carelessly pick one up will be parasitically infested. Their body and mind will gradually become corrupted. By having the host cut people, the cursed sword sucks up mana, growing powerful and sinister. At first, there are only minor changes to the host, such as elevated mood and increased belligerence. But little by little, the sword's influence grows, and the host will end up being compelled to cut humans with whatever she sees with them. Let's see, the power of ancient dwellings with the cursed sword grants those who possess the inhumane strength. For example, even a mere villager will become a formidable cursed swordsman if she cuts a human, and the pleasure of breaking free from the human festers when monsterized will also be induced in her. She will start directing her blades with humans of her own free wills with such pleasure. Fusion with the cursed sword in progress will along with climax each and every time she cuts a human. Okay, so basically, if the humans who use cursoras will gain pleasure from cutting other humans. Okay. Eventually, she will come to regard herself and the cursor as the same existence. The desire of the cursor becomes her own desires. A hollow smell of ecstasy will be omnipresent as their faces they cut and convert into a monster every human in sight. Yeah, if you're cut by this, they'll become a monster. Once they themselves are transformed into cursors, they can no longer control their urges. While cutting people to obtain pleasure, every time that they do, they'll experience a lack of fulfillment, and even more powerful urges that directed their men will gush forth. If they spot a man who strikes their fancy, they'll slash at and violate him. However, once they recognize the man as their husband and are held in her arms and have their head stroked by him, they become meek and trust in their body to him in a trance, and as if usually so, receive the most demeanor having a lie. For a female monster, the pleasure of cutting people is nothing compared to the feelings she shares with her husband, which are more pleasurable and fulfilling than anything. Their husband is their scabbard. With frequent mutual touching and sex, these once empty girls become filled with passion, and their aggressive urges no longer appeal. Their uncontrollable urge to attack changes into uncontrollable urge to express their love. They cuddle with their husband and fawn over him, and when they open their mouth, it's to confess their love or beg for sex. And since the consciousness of the cursed sword recognizes their husband as their owner, they are extremely devoted, as though to not say not only their sword's sharp, aggressive nature, but the entirety of their being exists just for their husband. They are intent on eliminating their husband's enemies with cursed sword's body and dedicating the woman's body to pleasing their husband. However, if neglected for a long time and left unfulfilled, they will once again become unsheathed and attack in an attempt to violate their husband. However, rather than aggressive urge, it looks more like peevish outbursts because they couldn't get attention. Okay, so these things are essentially yandere. Cursed swords are essentially yandere who become very possessive and very dangerous. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to deal with that personally. Yeah, I don't think that's very appealing to myself. They're hot. They're definitely hot, but yeah, I don't really go for yandere myself. Okay, maybe we'll end with Dark Elf, yeah. Let's do Cyclops and then we'll actually, bloody hell. Let's just go Cyclops and we'll see how I feel after that. Right, the Cyclops, subcategory of the Giants. Alright, Cyclops live quietly in the mountains, odd appearance, blue skin, single eye, ex-giant family. They were originally giants to begin with, but with the influence of the current demon lord, they changed to the size of humans, so it'd be convenient to have sex with human men, of course. It is said that they were originally members of divinities, but due to some gods, they were disgusted by their single eye, they were banished from the divinities and changed into monsters. Well, that's rude. They extremely great strength, and single eyes trait has become prominent. Since most individuals have comparatively docile personalities, hardly talk and barely show emotions, it's very hard to tell what they're thinking. They may live in the mountains, work as blacksmiths. Occasionally they'll distribute weapons and distribute the marketplace through monsters and off others that intermingle with humans. Their talent is very considerable and many will visit them to have weapons be made. They don't try to get involved with humans unless it's for work, which is rare for a monster. Even if they see a human man, they'll usually won't attack. According to one explanation, it may be they feel inferior because of their single eye. However, if they have a need to produce offspring, so sometimes they appear near human settlements and ask human men to road. In exchange for a sort of mate, I want you to spend a single night with me for the purpose of procreation. After that, by the time the man wakes up, they'll already be gone and only the weapon farmers will be left behind. As mentioned before, they are extremely excellent weapons, and most who obtain the weapons become noted for their great valor. Just as they are skilled at handling weapons, they are also skilled at handling penis, and they stick, which can be said to be a man's weapon. Since those who obtain their weapons are charmed by their pleasure and given by their superior techniques as well as their devoted and wholesome attitudes, they often disappear somewhere after making a name for themselves. Men who disappear are probably now living happily with them deep in the mountains. Emotions are normally hard to discern, but not during sex. They lower their eye and cheeks and redden. Okay, so they're almost usually like very kudere, like they usually don't show emotions, but they can come forth. Yeah, that's a B. That sounds nice. I mean, I'm always a sucker for a good weapon. But yeah, they seem cute. Like the one eye, that's fine with me. That's not a downside with me. That's fine with me. Um, yeah, let's go one more. Let's go Dark Elf. Let's end with Dark Elves. Dark Elves, well, I quite like Dark Elves, but let's read this description. Dark Elves. A race of elves producing brown skin and pointed ears, who had dwelt in particular villages that they established in forests and certain realms. Long ago, before the current Lamino Lord's reign, they were not monsters, but upon her assumption of power, the Dark Elves, who were lustful and uninhibited to begin with, offered their own bodies to the succubi and changed into monsters. I see. They don't detest humans as other elves do, but they love to make human men who strike their fancy submit to them using pleasure. Men they capture will see plenty of love as either sex slaves or pets. Oh god. Besides making enslaved human men prepare their meals, etc., they also reproduce using these slaves. As one can tell from that, their slaves are essentially the same as what other monsters refer to as their husbands. It's just that their way of showing love for their husband is different from that other monsters. Okay, so even though they call it sex slave, it's not really sex slave. It's more of like husband, just a little bit of femdom thrown in there. Dark Elven children are thoroughly taught skills for pleasuring a man, and they taste the pleasure of using their own fathers. Dark Elven children are thoroughly taught skills for pleasuring a man, and the taste of pleasure in using their own fathers. Fucking hell. Okay, other cultures and all that, but incest, man, fucking bloodlines and all that shit. Even when they reach adulthood, they'll go off on a journey in search of their own slave, but it's said that there are also those who fall in love with their father though in training and will no longer desire any other man. Fucking hell. Father-daughter incest is a taboo among humans. I wonder why! But they are vastly different from humans, and as far as they're concerned, if a daughter wants to have sex with her father, then it's only natural to put desire first. They have no revulsion towards incest whatsoever, and if a daughter desires her father, then she'll start having threesomes with her mother and father from that night on, as if it's the most natural thing. I see. They also get along extremely poorly with stubborn elves, and supposedly they frequently fight, or so it is said, but it's mainly elves that utterly despise the Dark Elves. They're the ones who try to wipe out the Dark Elves. On the other hand, this Dark Elf would just like to have fun, thoroughly teaching an ignorant captain elf pleasure, changing her to a lewd monster like herself. Hey, cheers to that! Elves are pieces of shit, I fucking hate elves. But yeah, Dark Elves, I actually quite like Dark Elves. A tier. Good shit. Oh yeah, but yeah, regular elves, yeah, elves are assholes, man. Elves are assholes. They make decent holes though. Elves, they make decent fuck toys, but yeah, they're pricks. But yeah, that's where I'm gonna end it for now. How many did we get through? Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44. Okay, we got through 44 today. Okay, we made pretty good progress. We still got a lot left to go, fucking hell. This took like 3.5 hours, man. Yeah, we got a lot left to go. Ay. The things I do for science. Yeah, let's just go back to just chatting. Okay, so that was fun. I can definitely turn these into some shorts. Fucking hell. But yeah, it's already 7:41. Fuck me, man. Yeah, so I'm gonna go rest up. Probably go work on something. I don't know. I have some work I gotta do. And I'm just tired anyways. So, on my schedule it says I'm offline for tomorrow. I think I'm probably gonna stick to that. But I might feel like doing a gorilla stream. I might do something. I don't know what, but I might do a gorilla stream. We'll see. But yeah, until then, this is gonna be Valley Song signing out. Have a damn good one, y'all. Take care. Jugga. Bloody, I'm tired. Alright.